it would seem it's time. Only this time it's not a painting stream, not like normal. No. This is the second episode in my attempt at trying to help people how to do streaming, do this thing, do what we do in Twitch Creative. So, well, at least what we attempt to do. Right, so let's do a thing. Give me 1 second, guys. Just sorting out all the. It's a bit different for me, this one, obviously, so I have to figure out. Not a smoothest start, I apologise. There we go. Cool, right. Lovely, much better. Right, okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to... reset. Give me a second. I'm having a problem with my second camera because I've actually darkened all the things. So let's do that anyway. Right, so... Hopefully we're good. There we are. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the tech stream. So obviously that's not a good smooth start, but either way. I was trying to switch to another scene that I created, but I don't know why, but it seems to that the camera wanted to go and lose all its opacity, so I had to figure that out, all its white balance and such like. So great start to a tech stream. Still. Anyway, here we are. So I'm going to be doing something a bit different tonight, obviously, as I've said. We're going to bring ourselves out of the... and put some non-copyright music on so that we don't get muted in the VODs, because I'm finding that's something of a pain in the arse for people trying to watch these VODs back. So we've got some generic non-copyright music in the background that we're going to crack on with today. So this is the second one. So the first one was a very swift, no way scripted overview on how to get involved, how to do a basic stream, how I tend to go about my way. Now obviously in my stream, I try to go to a fairly decent level of production value, which invariably means the more complications you add, the more things can go wrong. So it is quite about a risk and it's a balance. So how far you go with your own stream is entirely up to you. But yeah, I went through the general situation with cameras, lighting, the audio, everything else. Now again, my audio today, for example, I'm on the backup mic, I'm on the old mic because I've moved from my standard streaming location. Yeah, indeed. So for that reason, audio's going to sound different tonight. The levels might be completely squiffy, but hopefully it's okay, it's clear, you can hear me, and we'll go with that. So I'll even turn the music down ever so slightly, because obviously this is more of a focus on a chit chat, on a talk. So today we're going to go through the second part, which is the bot. Now the reason I'm saying I'm starting after doing the massive overview and going into the bot is because that's something that most people I get the most questions about, mainly because in recent times other bots have stopped the business, and it was other ones that are similar to Phantombot, such as Deepbot, etc., are a pay-for service. So obviously some people aren't really keen to do that once they're getting started off. You don't really want to have a massive overhead of costs because you don't know if you're going to keep it up. You don't know if you're going to be enjoying yourself, you know. So this is the free alternative to the likes of Deepbot. Obviously, Deepbot was probably the one I would go with if I was paying. But currently I see no reason to change. Phantombot does everything I wanted to do. It's generally stable. It's got the bonus benefit of being open source, and because it's open source, there's always people feeding in new modules, new updates, new changes. I myself have committed 3 or 4 changes to the bot. So yeah, there's loads of going on, and it seems to do all the things that I wanted to do. Everything you've ever seen on my stream is all powered by Phantombot. All the way from song requests right down to the notifications, commands, the point system, the alerts, everything. So it's all done through that. So yeah, we're going to go through that today. So the obvious place to start off, and I'm going to run you through a basic install, and then we'll go from the install. I'm going to go through the actual setup and once it's connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect a new bot, a fresh install. So hopefully this works, and we're going to connect it to my bot's channel. If that makes sense. So we're going to create a bot for my bot, because even a bot like Gur needs a butler, right? So that's what we're going to try and do. So what I will show you guys now, if I have all my ducks in line, so let's just do a probably a little OTT to do the paint splash, but I like using it. So. Right, so this is the Phantombot website. Nothing's great, and most people will probably get past this bit fairly simply, fairly confidently, but just in case. So this is the Phantombot website. Download button top right, is the top right. Obviously there's a whole bunch of information on this site if you want to go through and check out what it is you're getting and why I find this better, but generally speaking, there are two fundamental things that you need to be aware of before you choose Phantombot as your go-to, as your bot. Basically, number one, for the most part, people will use this locally. So what I mean by that is, Phantombot is a downloadable bot that you run on your machine, the same machine that you stream from. So there's some consideration straight away in that is obviously if you haven't got a really high powerful machine, if you haven't got a machine with loads of CPU space, if you have a power, sorry, or if you've got any concern about having more things running in the background on your computer, you have to think about it. Now I consider Phantombot fairly lightweight. I don't think it's much of a strain, I don't think it's a problem, but it is something to consider. There is ways around that, of course. People do offer Phantombot hosting. So I myself have mine remotely hosted, which has positives and negatives. But today, for this run through, for this guide, for this tutorial, whatever you want to call it, we're going to do it all locally. It's just easier to maintain and easier to manage. I do see everyone in the chat, by the way. Welcome, hello. I won't be interacting too much with chat today. So hello, I see you guys there. Thank you for hanging out live. I appreciate this. Obviously, I appreciate this isn't exactly normal, so it might not be something everyone's interested in. So we're not expecting loads of viewers, but hopefully this will be viewed retrospectively by other streamers. If you do have questions, though, I will try and answer. So make sure you highlight me. And highlight my name in chat, and I will try and answer either as I see it or at the end. I've got a system set up now where I can see people highlighting me, and I'll keep them at the top of the screen so we can come back. So, so yeah, okay. So we are going to so what are the considerations? So one is the footprint. It's written in. It's primarily JavaScript. So I consider it lightweight. I believe it uses a Postgres background. Back end, I can't even remember now. I should know this, but I don't. I can't remember what database it actually uses. I mean, either way, irrespective, I run it in the background. I ran it locally for the first 5 months of my stream, and I had no issue whatsoever. And I have a very old CPU. It's still an i7, so it's not like it doesn't have a fairly decent kick, but it was a 2700K. It was running at the time, it was running 2 cameras or 3 cameras. The bots, and then obviously all the dashboards you normally log into when you're streaming. So you're in the Twitch dashboard, the bots dashboard, potentially Streamlabs. You were running potentially Spotify or YouTube for music. So, you know, the machine was running lots of stuff and it wasn't having much of a massive impact. What's happened to your hair? Oh, I lost that a long time ago. I'm just not wearing a hat today, look. Headphones, rub it off. I've been looking for a bot. Awesome. So, yeah, well, hopefully, Bloodsaint, this will be hopefully this will be insightful. It'll either help you to choose to go with Phantombot or so much hassle, I won't bother. So it works both ways. Charles Fox, teach how to hack Phantombot since you help design parts. Well, hacking is in what you consider hacking. I guess you mean with the modifications. I fixed a bug or two. I've also made some changes. It's just JavaScript. I mean, it's just basic. Anyone with some basic web knowledge who's built anything within JavaScript before will be able to find their way around the code. It's done in a quite scalable way. There's a lot of extensions. There's a lot of libraries. There's language specific. It's just fairly good. Check it out. It's on GitHub. Obviously, I mean, they've got a GitHub that I could probably find, but it wasn't on my to-do list. But yeah, there is a these guys here, Illusionary, Scania, are very, very good. Both these guys are responding to issues you post in the forums as well. That's another reason I like it. So I said that the two things to consider. One was the footprint, the other one was the support. So the support is the thing that really draws me to Phantombot, why I'm gone with it, because not only is it local, like I said, not only is it is it open source, it's really actively supported. Now, I'm not saying Deepbot isn't, I'm not saying Stream Elements or all the other variants aren't, but I'm saying with my experience, I would post I don't think this is quite right sort of post in the forums, and I would have an answer within an hour, 2 hours. Well, I was impressed to hear within a day, but we're talking hours. So, very, very good. So yeah, okay, cool. So obviously we're going to download their documentation and all their integrations and stuff. It's very, very well documented. There's a full Twitch command list. There's Discord specific, there's knowledge base, there's chain log, and then the forums, like I said. So if we go to the forums, I'm not sure if I'm logged in. No, I'm not logged in, which is good. But you can see here that they're incredibly active. So development box, feature requests, documentation, support in general, nightly builds. So bad genes, he's British. Yeah, indeed. Okay, cool. Anyway, right, so I won't go through all this. You guys can investigate this yourself. You can find out just clicking around, go to the website, dig in, and there's tons here, tons and tons. People are writing custom scripts and then posting them here so you can download them. I'd say I use 30% really of the modules. We'll talk about them later on, of the modules and all the stuff that it can do. So, yeah. Right, anyway, so we've downloaded. I've done a Blue Peter here and I've already downloaded it because I didn't want to download whilst we were streaming. Can you throw a site? Yeah, of course. Good catch, good idea. I should have done that. This is awesome. I've been debating whether or not to start streaming for a few months now. Awesome, Anthony. Yeah, well, as Charles Fox says, we have done a summary introduction one. So the first one in the series was a lightning quick, because I talk fast anyway, super overview of everything. Well, I remember that we gave you guys a tour round the studio. Lighting setup, camera setup, audio setup, the bits you need to buy, the software to download, helpful, handy additional pieces of software, third-party software, as well as OBS or XSplit to help you deal with camera issues, to help you deal with audio splitting and leveling and all that kind of jazz. So we went through loads of stuff, and I will break all of those down episode by episode as we go further. So we're doing a Phantombot one today. My intention, the next one, is to do some stream design stuff, so we'll do some overlay stuff. So once I finish doing this intro blog before we get going, I am going to throw up a raffle kind of thing or whatever, giveaway, whatever. It's not going to cost any flickets. Some of you may not have been here before. I don't care. It's not for any monetary value as such. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you guys up a keyword raffle. So you'll get one entry, so it's nice and simple. And if you win and you're a streamer, obviously, what we'll do in the next one, so episode 3, we're going to do the overlays. So I'm going to do a very fundamental basics through Photoshop, showing how I did my overlays, things to consider. And then if you win, of course, we'll be using your stream if you wish. You don't have to, of course, or you can nominate someone else if you win and you're already quite happy with your own setup. We'll go through and we'll do some streamers overlays, and we're not going to go elaborate, we're not going to go crazy, but we'll do some simple basic ones, probably based off what I've got myself. And we will go through, we'll do them, an intro, a main painting, if it might be a game. So we'll do a main overlay, a welcome, an intro and outro, and then a BRB kind of thing. Miss Jenny, thank you so much for the host. Appreciated. Welcome. How are you? All right, cool. So where do we go through that? I think I'll probably do, actually. Let me open that now whilst I've been yapping on about it. Let me do that now so I don't have to think about it again. Let's just do this now. Let's just do a simple raffle. So the keyword will be, I don't know, let's call it overlays. Whatever. You will have to be followed. I apologise, but that's just the way it is. There's a lot of effort in this. And again, to be clear, we probably won't be able to finish the overlays in that one stream, but what we'll do is we'll go through the fundamentals, we'll create the basics, then I'll finish them off before I hand them over to that person. So sub luck will be a thing though for those of you that are subs. We're going to do the 3 times, let's do midway, 5 times each. Followers, and then until closed. Regular luck on that. Do anything else? Yep. Good. Let's do that. It's not flickets. You don't have to worry about your flickets or any of that rubbish. It's completely free. This is my gift, so to speak, to the creative area part of Twitch Unity and all that kind of jazz. I'm trying to help other creative evolvers. Because I want to see more creative streamers. We're getting loads and loads now. It's really, really good. But then we can start up in the production value, up in the quality. Getting people working together, hosting forward, and having that proper family and creative. So hopefully that should work. Oh, did I fail? One second. Let me just close that one. I didn't do the exclamation mark. No winner. Rip. Give me a second, guys. Sorry, let's do exclamation mark overlays, not to confuse people. The rest will be the same. Again, sorry, 5 times sub luck. Everything else is fine. Go. There we go. Cool. Right, let's leave that going. Right, guys, so back on point. So we've downloaded Phantombot. I've downloaded it already to a local folder. And if I bring this in, so let's go through here and start at the top here. So I've downloaded it. Let's just bring this in. Here you go. I downloaded, so number one, as you can probably see at the top here, I download the nightlies. Now let me explain why. Like any major product or any commercially available product, there will be a constant stream of development happening in the background. So whilst the nightly build has an inherent concern of not being as stable, perhaps there might be a bug in new code, you are going to get the latest features. So when you're working with something like Twitch, where there's always this kind of very fluid level of development on the platform itself. Twitch is always changing things, upgrading things, features are happening. Streamlabs are always changing their things. Discord are changing their things. Twitter, whatever. There's so many parties come together with the bots trying to pull from all these sources that you want to tend to make sure that you have the latest nightly, because someone else might have found a bug since the last, what do you call it, full build, I guess? Stable build, generally referred to. I, for one, for example, myself, Genuine, Lathius, just to name a few creative streamers use it, and we found an issue where I had a problem with points being awarded on subscription or on donation. Now, it was an issue that I found in a certain circumstance, which I raised, they were trying to fix. They'd say it'll be in the next stable, but it'll be in the nightly build tonight, and we all stream on a schedule. I was streaming 2 days later, so I went with the nightly. And I've just kept going since then. So I've always had the nightly. So I personally recommend the nightlies. It's up to you. I'm not saying that the stables are bad or they're not going to have the great stuff, but you know, nightlies are nightly. And I've yet to have a nightly blow up. And what I mean by that is I've never found I've downloaded a nightly build and then found out that it can't even hold for a stream, or there's some fundamental flaw that means it just breaks. Generally, it's just got some non-tested stuff in there. And then you can feedback on that if you want to be an active member as well. That's up to you. So yeah, so I downloaded the nightly. Literally today, as in before this stream started. So we've got 2.3.7.1 downloaded the latest nightly, inside of which you get this standard. Now again, because Phantombot are badass, this is for a local build. I'm running Windows 10 and they're giving us, in the background you see here, our Windows setup guide, and you can literally follow this. So I'm going to read it out for the most part, but we don't need a stream like this to go through this, so I'm going to kind of swift over as best I can, or get to the real nuts and bolts of the installation, and then go through the juicy bits of all the modules and stuff. So yeah, okay, right, so we've downloaded that. I'll put that to one side for a moment. We'll go through here. So prerequisites, obviously fairly obvious. You need a Twitch account, because why would you want a bot if you don't have a Twitch account? It says if you have the correct JavaScript schemes to get this stuff. I don't even remember doing this, so maybe you'll be okay. We'll find out, but so you can follow this stuff yourself. Download the Phantombot. That's obviously creating a bot account. Right, so this is something that some people don't realize. If you have a bot and you are locally running a bot, you will need an account for that bot. A bot is just normally connects to IRC. I don't know if you know this. I won't bother going into it too much, but Twitch runs Internet Relay Chat, IRC. That is the chat rooms in which you are in, is old school IRC. Therefore, IRC scripts run, so people write bots. That's why there's so many bots, because it's quite an accessible platform to develop for. But if you're running a thing like, I don't know, let's do like Stream Elements, for example. Stream Elements uses, it's one bot, it's a global bot, and then therefore they have one account. You invite that bot in, like Nightbot, same thing for Nightbot, MooBot, same thing there. You just invite, you know, even like Monster Cat, the audio people, they also have a bot which you invite in and so forth. So you don't have to create an account for them because they've already done this step. But because we are doing it, we're going to have to create a bot and create an account for that bot. So I've done this already. I have created a account on Twitch for my bot, which we're going to use, called Fuel the Hobby. See what I've done there? Oh, lovely. So we've got a bot account. So this bit is the bit is something that people not fall about or don't realize. So this is a kind of investment. Yes, you need to get another account. Yes, it's a bit of a pest. I've got multiple browsers on my computer, so I tend to sign into my main account on one browser and then my bot on the other. Then once you've done this step once, just to be clear, you'll almost never need to log in as this bot, so you can put the login details somewhere else and forget about it. Now, I just happen to have this separation because of things like this for today. But yeah, you generally don't have to worry about it. So yeah, this is what we're going to do. So on top of it, you create the bot account. So I've created a bot account called Fuel the Hobby on Twitch. Then the next part of that, you obviously need to go through and get all these details. Now, for obvious security reasons, I'm not going to display all these tokens that I got, because one of you sneaky buggers could be quick enough to get involved and it could be a problem. But yeah, so creating a bot account. So now you've got 2 Twitch accounts. You've got your account for you, the caster, and then you've got your bot's account, the one for the bot, which you're now about to create or sign into or connect to and all that kind of jazz. All right. So first thing it says here, you need to go get an OAuth token for your bot. So you will go to this link for your bot. Now, I've clicked on this link up here, and I want to be shown why. Again, this is critical that you make sure you are already logged into the Twitch account that you created for the bot. So what I mean is, I am streaming right now live. So my account for this caster account that you're watching me on now is what's in Chrome. That's how I'm logged into everything. So if I was to click on this link now, in Chrome, it would try and get the OAuth token for my Flickster account, this channel. Okay. So I'm not doing that. So what I've done instead, and I'll bring this in up here. Let me just do a thing. Yoink. Let's bring this in. So this is on my Firefox. So I can see that my cut isn't as clean here, unfortunately. But you'll see here. I'll just bring it in. There you go. So here's our Fuel the Hobby chat. I'm already logged in here, and then I've clicked on the link. So you'll notice the link here in the URL is the same as the one here. Okay. So that's where we've gone. You'll see this screen, making sure you're logged into it as the right one, and click connect with Twitch chat. Now I won't do it now for obvious reasons. I've done this already, and then I've stored this in a, let's go over here, in a text file called codes. Okay. So you're going to go do that. So that then gives you your OAuth, your chat OAuth generated password, whatever you want to call it, for your bot. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, the caster's OAuth token. So this, again, it sounds confusing. It's really not. You're basically getting 2 codes so they can connect and talk to each other. Okay. Giveaway for overlays, indeed. Again, just to be clear, this isn't sellout mode. I'm not asking for anything. It's totally free. It's just me trying to offer something back to people. I don't stream on overlays. Do you have to have your bot sub to you? Yes, if you want your bot to have hype that uses your own emotes, if you're an affiliate or a partner and you want your bot to use your subs, yes. Now, there is one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Your bot account can be made into a sub to your channel for free. Certainly for partners. I don't know if this exists for affiliates, but for partners, you can email Twitch partner support, tell them your bot's name. They will verify, because they know these things, that it is indeed a bot, and then they'll give you a sub to that bot for free. Now, it does not count towards your number of subs. It does not give you any kind of revenue, and it does not count towards sub points. So it's a mute point. It's just a bot that literally gives you the ability for that bot to then use your emotes. That's it. So yeah, did you save that code file? There's a 0 bytes. It's open on the other screen, but well spotted. Hello Vic on nerd point. Okay, cool. So same thing again. Caster, make sure you're logged into your own account. So this is what I do when I'm doing this. Again, I've got another. Sorry, 1 second. I've got another. Browser open. This time this is in incognito mode, or prawn mode as you call it. This is of course a bot named Gur. So this is my bot for my channel, but this is what we're going to use as the caster in this case. We're going to get a bot to sign up to my bot because, well, why not? And therefore it hopefully won't screw up my channel. So that's what we're doing. So this is the caster, and then we've clicked on this link here, which gives you the OAuth integration. And then down here is a purple Twitch button that says connect to Twitch. So again, notice that is the same as this link here. All right, but again, I'm not going to do it for exactly the same reason that I don't want the code to appear on screen. All right. Hey, hello, Reliance. How you doing? Hopefully, a bot named Kurt is smarter than his inspiration. Wow, indeed. Hopefully so. But yeah. It's fun. He's got a lot of character. He's all right. Okay, cool. So that's where we're at now. So we've got both our caster token. We've got our bottle token. They're both logged copies into a text file on your machine. You also need to know the channel to join, which is obviously the same name. I mean, this is how simple they create it for you. Okay. And then right off you go. Blah blah blah. So in the folder you'll find several things including a launch bat. So let me go and show you this. So as I showed you earlier, we've downloaded our bot. This is what you'll get. So this is the inside of the Phantombot download, okay? And what it's suggesting we do here is double click on launch.bat. Now again, this is all running locally. You can make this remote. You can log this onto a Windows server or a Linux server. There is different things involved in setting them up to run from those. You need to use the launch.shell if you're going to use Linux, for example, and all manner of gubbins. But we're not going through that today. We're just doing the basics of running this locally so you can get you up and going. Yeah, cool, Reliant, awesome. Right, so yeah, it says here run our launch.bat. Now, I've already done this because I'm keen. Right, so this is what happens. So we've run our launch.bat, and it's, you know, find the path we're in, and it says please enter the bot's Twitch username. So this is going to be the Twitch username you created for your bot. In this case, Fuel the Hobby. Then you need to use that OAuth token. Now obviously I'm not going to do this on screen, as I've told you, so we'll have to do this off. You need that for the database, dude. It's JavaScript run, not Java. It is JavaScript based bot. All of the bot scripts, again, we can go through this quickly if you want. Just mildly derail, but so all of the stuff on the web, obviously is all that JavaScript as well. All the scripts. It's all JavaScript files. Everything is JavaScript files. Add-ons, bits, Phonation, whatever, all the stuff you can go through, YouTube players, all that, you know. Well, that was a fail. I picked the wrong one to go into there, but you get the idea. The jar is for the data. It's Phantombot jar runs this and then runs into the actual. I don't know what the back end is. I can't remember. I swear it's Postgres. But either way, most of the stuff that I've been messing with is JavaScript anyway. Whilst there's clearly some Java involved, it asks you to install Java. Clearly, the stuff that I've been using and I've been changing has all been JavaScript. So I've never touched the Java side of things. All right. Anyway, so next we need to, as it says here, you'll need the OAuth token for the bot to be able to chat. So again, earlier on, I'll do this off screen now. Because, well, obvious reasons. We copy in the OAuth token from the very first one. So this is this one here.
I love this show.
Follow. Mac Dude, Chill Dude. Mac Dude, Chill Dude. Thank you so much for the follow, welcome. Yeah, so this is the one it's talking about here. This bot OAuth token is what we're doing. So we enter here.
I love this show.
Oh, another one. Never gonna dance again. Are you never gonna dance again? I hope you are, sir. Don't be that. Welcome, thank you for the follow. There we go. So you'll now. I'm gonna have to read this off to you again. I can't, unless I can be really. This is dangerous, but let's give it a shot. No, we can't do that. Can we do that? Nearly. I gotta be really careful there. No, I can't. Never mind. Alright, doesn't matter. I'm not even gonna bother. Okay, so the next one you need is your OAuth token for Twitch. So I showed a little bit of the thing there. I was trying to be clever and it didn't work. So again, the same thing. We're just doing the next bit here, which is pasting in what we received from this jet and then the channel to join. So the channel to join is obviously your actual you, the streamer. So in this case, it's a bot named Ger, because we're going to put a bot in my bots channel. Then the next bit here on the initial startup is the username. So you'll have a username for, where is it? Boring. There you go, custom details. During the initial startup, you'll ask for a username and password that we use to log into the web panel. To be clear, when you're running this locally, it doesn't matter as much. So you can put in you, Bob, Frank, whatever you want, and your password. So we're just going to do something simple. Username will just be admin, and then password will be password. It doesn't matter. You know, something like that, because we're running locally. This is to gain access to your web panel, okay? And because you're running locally, it doesn't matter. If you were running like I do, remotely, it makes a massive difference. It really does. Because obviously you need to think about security. And let's see what happens now. So, all of the things are loading. I think I can do this now. Oh. Couldn't make a moderator. Okay, cool. So there you go. Number one, Fuel the Hobby is not detected as a moderator. That's totally fine. So we can go and do exactly what it says to do. We can go into a bot named Ger and we can go and do a /mod There we go. Which I've now done. There you go. It's a good example of something you can run into. So you got to mod the bot, because obviously the bot doesn't want to get spammed. So the reason they ask you to do that is obviously there is global settings. You could make the bot say something really, really quick, and if it's not moderated, it will get globally squished by Twitch. It's a thing they do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this again. So I've just made the mod, the bot a mod. So I'm going to run the launch.bat again, and let's see. Hopefully it should go through now this time. Fire up all the things. Welcome, Renee. How you doing? There you go. So Fuel the Hobby is now ready. It's joined a bot named Gur. So we've now got literally that's it. Now the Phantombot bot exists in that channel. So whenever I run launch.bat at the start of the stream, which is what the thing again, because we're running locally here, this is something that will not exist in the channel unless you run .bat. Okay. So again, this is all talking about running these things locally. This is the file you run. So what I do is I had a shortcut that when I run this locally, I did a right click, make a shortcut, and I had a shortcut on my desktop alongside my Streamlabs stream labels, which is a downloadable exe that you can run to do all of something, alerts and event lists and all of the labels on our OBS. But that's for another stream, another tutorial, another episode of Streaming 101. Right, cool. So our bot is now running. Yay, yes, well done. So how do we want to test these things? How do we know if a thing exists? Well, the obvious way right now is we leave this in the background. We don't need this right now. If we go back up to a bot named Gert, let's bring this in here. If I can I double click there? Yeah, let's just do that there for now. And then do something I think will exist. Well, let's just check if the viewer list will show me. Will it show me, or do I have to wait? There you go. There you go. It's behind my webcam, but I can show you this if I drop it down. So there you go. You can see here a bot named Gur. There's a viewer here of Fuel the Hobby. Now we know for sure we've set him as a mod, but he exists. He's joined the channel. There he is in the IRC. So Fuel the Hobby exists. Wonderful. Cool. Okay, so we know that the bot exists. We know that it's connected. So what do we do next? Well, we want to log into our web panel and see all the cool things, right? So when you're running localhost, it says here, if you're running locally, you can find the web panel at there. There you go. So there's our link. So I'm going to fire that up, and it's then going to ask you for the username and password that you entered as part of your installation process. So we went with admin and we went with password. And then we get this. So this is our default login. Not right now. Go away. Thank you. And this is what the dashboard looks like for Phantombot. So obviously right now my bot named Gur hasn't got anything set up because it's literally my bot. Why would I? But you can type in here. And let's just go over here and show you. So if I then go over to here, you can see that it's now working, and you can type directly into the Twitch chat of the channel a bot named Gur from there. Now interestingly, this picked me up as Flickster. I'm trying to work out the wait a minute why, but we'll figure that one out in a minute. I guess this is, oh, because this is because I'm on the other one, aren't I? Yeah, right, okay, I know why. I know why, because I'm in on Chrome, so that's why. So because I'm on Chrome, like I told you, remembered Flickster. If I go up to the Firefox accounts for the one, it would log in as them. So, but proof in the pudding, we are, even though I'm logged in as Flickster, I'm talking in the chat of a bot named Gur. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. It's a little bit confusing just because of the way it's done. What I'll do is, just to save any more confusion, I will move it up to a bot named Gur's Firefox. Same thing, admin. I'll move it down for you guys to see it in a minute. And this should make much more sense. We're waiting for it to load. Did you miss anything important? Well, you can watch the cast back anyway. Basically, we went through the installation process. We've got it installed now. We're logging into the dashboard, and I'm going to run another test now. There we go. Right, so now we're in a situation that makes much more sense. So I'm going to bring this in for you guys, and I'm going to bring, again, something very cool you can do. You can make the chat draggable. So this is what the Phantombot dashboard looks like. You can clearly see now it recognised because I'm in the correct instance with a bot named Gur, which is in this case for this tutorial, a bot named Gur is our caster. It's our streamer because this is my bot. So what I'm doing is I'm giving my bot his own bot. How nice. Hey Kirby, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Been a while. How's things? Hope you're okay. So okay, so here we are. We're logged in in Phantombot. We are logged in as the streamer. I am Gur. There we go. Okay, and again, you can go if you guys are watching this stream but want to go and chat and appear on the stream. Obviously, you can do so because you're just going to appear. Just don't be rude, okay? Or we'll test out the moderation settings on you. Anyway, right. So here we are. Obviously, you can see you get some basic fundamental changes and ability to do the dashboard directly from here. So if we were to go to the dashboard as a bot named Gur, let's just do that now. I've not done this yet. This bit I haven't tested, so let's see what happens. But there we go. So this is the dashboard, which I've never streamed from, never done anything from for our bot. Hopefully, I'm not showing anything I shouldn't be. Hopefully, there's no naughty stream things here. Let's change all the things, close all the things. We don't care about any of that stuff. Go away, whatever. Right. So obviously, I've got no title set. I'm not in a community. I'm not in a game character. So here you can set the basics, the stream title, the game. You can't do community yet. I don't know why. It's not a biggie. It's just one of those things. But we can just set, my first stream. Lol. And then I'm going to be playing something really cool that all the kids love. We're going to play some Call of Duty. I don't know. Let's do Call of Duty 1. Yes, badass. Right, update that. Now notice this is the first thing. Watch this. Is he going to do it now? Maybe they fix that as well. We'll see. So sometimes when you one thing to bear in mind with all these things is all of the fields are individually updatable. So what I mean by that is I hit update here. In some instances, in some cases, if I was to change 2 things and hit update here, it would not save this. Okay. Call of Duty for 12-year-olds. I knew it would trigger someone. And then we're going to refresh this and see if it's actually done the update yet. I don't know how quickly it is, but we'll see. So yeah, fundamental basics. You can do your stream title and you can do your game from here if you want to. Equally, if you change it in your dashboard on Twitch, the bot does pick up when it does its next refresh and next poll of the information. It does pick that up. Okay, cool. So what else do you need to know at this point? So this is our first login. It's completely raw, completely basic. You can get various bits and bobs here. We've got statistics. God, I've seen it in order. Charles Fox, unbelievable, giving me abuse. Call of Duty was the game. That's where I started, or one of the games I started on. Call of Duty 1, rifles. Whoa. Anyway. So yeah, all the login configuration, Twitch modules. So we're going to come back to here in a minute. The Twitch modules is where we're going to have most of our fun, turning on things and off things as required. Now there are so many modules here. We could do several streams on this. So we're going to pick up some of the basics, the ones that we need, the ones that I use. What I will do is I'll show you my setup of my Phantombot when we go through a few things as well. So you'll see some bits, some sneaky bits, whatever. So. But obviously you can see here there's other things, Discord modules, so you can do a direct plug-in to Discord. If you're a streamer who prefers Discord and doesn't use the Twitch servers yet, this is for you. There's tons of stuff. It picks up Discord specifically. You can set channels to pick up to do your Twitch chat to. You can do it vice versa. You can make the Discord, someone can chat in Discord and it will show up in your Twitch chat if you wish it to be so, to have that kind of crossover, but that's up to you. I don't use any of that. I haven't got a Discord, although I have a server. It's only for my subs, so they can get the emotes. They can use the emotes in other Discords, such as the paintball throwers. Okay, cool. So that's all that kind of stuff. Again, more stuff. You can see here, look, highlights disabled because they haven't got to turn the module, and you'll see this a lot as we go through this. You know, so these are the things where. Hamu, thank you for the follow. Welcome. So this is the kind of stuff where we need to go through and turn the modules on as we want to use them. Now, as I said, I don't use all of the modules. I've not even investigated all the modules. So there might be some here that even I'm not using. Oh, thank you. Mot, amazing. Mot, thank you for the follow. There might be some here that I don't use that I probably should use. So maybe someone out there is using one that I don't. But either way, we're going to go through the basics, like I said. So we're just trying to get a fundamental setup of moderation, of commands, notices. We'll do a point system and all that kind of jazz. Okay? The thing I've just noticed is that this clips the left side off. So let me bring this in so you guys can see. I'm going to have to do this manually now. Yeah, I am. Okay. This could be a bit better, but never mind. Oh, he's nearly got it. There we go. That looks professionalism. It's like you never knew. No, I've ruined it now.
I love this show.
Dry nipples. What a name. Awesome. Welcome, my friend. Hopefully this tutorial will get you moist. Right, cool. Okay, so what we're going to do now, go back to our dashboard, the default one. Make sure that it's upgraded. So we'll do a check.
This show.
Wow, so many follows tonight. Trill, thank you so much. Let's minimize this a second. And go back over here and let's just see if we've got this updated. There you go. So now you can see I did an F5 on Twitch, and the stream title and game title we did in Phantombot has been picked up by Twitch itself. There you go, and there you go. All right, cool. Now you can't do community like I said, but it is what it is. Okay. Right. So where do we start? Where should we go through this? Let's go through my commands. I guess we'll just go down the left-hand side. So commands. So you get some default commands, as you can see here. Fairly straightforward. You can run a command without having to type it into Twitch chat itself. You can add your own commands. Something to note at this point is, if I'll just do here like test CMD, doesn't matter, and then we'll do blag, and I'll hit submit. Notice I didn't add an exclamation mark, and it still added it here. Okay, now this is a trap I fell into originally. I was typing in exclamation mark what I want. I'm going to break this on purpose. You know, whatever, and hitting submit. And it was adding 2 exclamation marks. So I had a lot of problems where I had situations where I had alerts and commands that had double exclamation mark. And because of that, and the way that the bot was written, it meant that a lot of things broke. So we tried to do aliases, we tried to do cooldowns, we tried to do costs for these alerts, and you couldn't do it. It was just saying, oh, no, I didn't get it, double exclamation mark doesn't make sense, and breaking. So that's one of the things I actually helped to fix. So as you can see now, it recognizes that you've added an exclamation mark and still only allows you to do the 1. Okay? So yeah, you can see there's a whole bunch of commands that come by default. Some you can remove these if you don't want them. Jaden, thank you for the follow. You can remove these if you want. You don't need to have them, of course. I tend to keep them for fun. I've got most of these on my channel, I feel. I'm just checking now, actually. I've got, what have I got? I've got uptime, follow. I haven't got playtime. I don't know why I removed that. I guess I didn't really need it as a creative streamer. Again, title and game I've also removed because I don't do variety streaming, but for those of you that variety stream, it might be great. Maybe if you're doing something different and creative, it might be useful for you. And then age I've kept as well. So you can see here, Echo. Echo's in the house. Welcome. How are you, Echo? Been a while. We need to talk. I owe you some wedge. Welcome back to Twitch, man. We've missed you. So yeah, okay. So I've added 2 of these to test. We can obviously clearly remove them as well. Simply use of the very obvious bin icon, or you can edit it by clicking and changing, adding some things, and hitting the edit, and that'll save it and make it happen. Okay, so let's do some basics. Let's just do our simple one, like I said. So I've got a Discord link that you guys should all join. Exclamation mark Discord exists in my chat. If you do it now, it'll work. But what we're going to do here, the same thing here. We're going to do a Discord. That's what I want you guys to type. And then the response is going to be join our joint Discord community with other streamers and viewers here, and then the link, and I'm going to submit that. So that'll add that down the bottom here. And then if I now type Discord here with exclamation mark Discord and hit chat, Phil the Hobby replies. Way, there's our first command. Awesome town. You can also do it up here, so if you want to run it without spamming your own chat, you can write Discord up here. I think, yeah, it will pick it up as well. It does a search, you hit run, and the same thing happens without actually having to type Discord. So again, that's very useful, especially if you've got the stream open. I tend to have this screen open, and then I have another one with my chat in it. So whilst I do have the chat here, I don't know, sometimes I have just this one, it runs quickly. I've actually got a full screen chat that I put in front of me. In my painting area where I am, I've got the Twitch screen above me. Just find that easier. Just a personal preference thing. Okay, cool. So we've got our new Discord. Wonderful. Let's do another one called spam. And let's do it with an exclamation mark this time, just because reasons. And we don't want spam to be often. Let's do control going. Look at all the spam. Look at all the spam. There you go. So spam's really annoying. What do we do to prevent users using spam too often? So there's multiple things we can do here. We can add a cost, or we can add a cooldown, or we can do a combination of them both. Aliases to not skip over, actually, to be fair. Aliases is fairly obvious. You'll have your default command, which is spam. We're going to add an alias, a bit of SP. We'll hit submit. Now we've got a spam as our original, and then we've got an alias as SP, which you're probably going to guess. I can now do SP, and it's going to fire the original spam command. So this is really useful for things like song requests. So in my channel, if you come in during one of my regular streams, you'll see that we've got song requests on. I use !SR, !song request, !request song, because depending on other bots like Deepbot and Nightbot and Moobot and all that kind of jazz, everyone had them differently. So I covered all bases by having most of the most common variants on that command, and I put aliases to all of them. Okay. So that helps that bit. So okay, we want someone to have to pay potentially. So here we do spam. Now we make sure again you do the original command. If you were to write SP here and do a price of, say, I don't know, 250, which is what I tend to use, that would work, but it would only work on the alias. Okay. Whereas if you then delete this instead, and change this and add this on the original command of spam and 250. Then you're going to make sure that even the alias, whether you use SP or whether you use spam, will cost 250 points in your stream. Okay? Can't see the screen, there's a giant glare coming from your cam. Oh, funny, where have you been? We've missed you. Cool, right, so that covers costs and aliases. Payment is a bit different. Payment is not that of like cost. A cost is that it charges you for use of that command and triggers a command doing something else. Payment of the command is like if you were to say, I don't know, if you were trying to offer like a shop-based thing where someone had to pay a certain thing. So maybe they do, I don't know, you commit a brand new command called, like, I don't know, buy a print if you have something that you've got print work, or, you know, buy a mini or a commission or something, and you decided that you're actually going to open up commissions for people to use your in-stream currency. This is what you do. The overlays won't be drawn until the end of the stream. It's been going all streams. So however long I'm streaming for tonight, at the end we'll draw that for the next one. So it's still going. Right, yeah, so payment, like I said, you set up a payment of like, no, whatever you want, 200, 300, let's just do it now. Let's do just a random command. Let's just do that. There you go, pay me. So obviously we've got no currency at the moment. Actually, tell you what, I haven't actually tried this. I've never been in a situation where this is a thing. Let's just do exclamation mark pay me. I don't know if that's worked. Well, I guess it's a kind of a mute test because I haven't shown you guys how to set the points up yet. But when we've got points set up, it'll be interesting to see if exclamation mark pay me does what it says on the tin and does take that amount of points from the user. So we'll go through that and do that at some point. But that's the intention. The intention is for you to be able to set up a command where it doesn't visually say anything. They can check their points before, do the command, then check it after, and then you can go through and say that someone has done a pay me command or something. So I've never found a use for it. Go and do some research. Maybe there's an implementation that makes sense for you, but I've never found a point. Clearly at some point someone's wanted this, so that's why it's there. Okay, so permissions, fairly obvious. So permissions here are really cool. Every single command that already exists across the bot, from internal moderation, you can see here, setting things, spam, there's our new one that we've just created, has a disable, enable, and has an ability to set to a certain level. Now the purple one indicates the current level of that command, okay? So you can see here that our spam one is currently set to viewers, so everyone can use it. So if you want to set up something for moderation only, or for subs only, or for followers only, this is how you would do it. So regular refers to time, which we'll get onto in a bit. Set subs, fairly obvious. Like I said, donation, fairly obvious. Set moderator, obvious again, and set admin, and so forth, so caster. So all these kind of things help to guide, so you can really customize how you want to use the bot. There's tons of information out there about how good setups with commands. I've got a metric ton of them, so I won't go through all of them. But obviously you can change this as you required. Cooldown does what it says on the tin. So we've got a default global cooldown if you wish to turn that on. So look, mod cooldown can be turned on and off. Global cooldown warning message, turn that on and off. I can't remember if mine's on actually. I need to check on mine. So yeah, I've got the cooldown message on. So if someone enters a command whilst it's on cooldown, it will say to them, nah, it's on cooldown, you'll have to wait, and then tell you how long you have to wait. So you can turn that off, which means they do the command and they get no response to whether it's worked or not. So I've got mine turned on. And then yeah, obviously enter our spam command, and then have a cooldown of however many seconds we want. So fairly obvious. We can then enter delay, which you then can't do it. Now obviously the mod override, fairly obvious, but just in case, it means that mods by default don't have to worry about cooldowns. It's up to you. Do you trust your mods? Okay, cool. So that's basically all the commands. So if we go back up to commands here, you can now see our spams here. I've got tons. I've got loads with cooldowns. I've got a default cooldown set up as well. So my default is like 120 seconds. So I've got so many alerts and commands and setups. I went with a global long delay. So 2 minutes, on everything. And then I went through and individually picked the commands that I felt I wanted a cooldown to not exist, i.e. I set it to 1 second. So that means that rather than go, okay, I'm going to specifically put a cooldown on all these things, I'm going to globally have everything on cooldown, and then I will turn off the cooldown on the ones that I particularly don't mind people spamming. It gives me more control in case there's a command I didn't know, or someone finds a loophole or what have you. So that's worked for me for the most part. It has meant that every now and then I find one that I've missed, I've had to go and add the cooldown and so forth. Hype, for example, recently done, time, etc. So there is some instances. It's up to you how you prefer to work and how you set those bits up. Okay, cool. So that's all our commands. Again, you can set as many as you want. This is where I've gone through and got all of my ones for all of the people I support, all of the streamers I do shout outs for, everything. And then yeah, from that point, you can go on and you can do notices, which are further down the line here, but we'll get to them in a minute. Right, moderation. So moderation, it's fairly obvious. Again, it's really, really in-depth. There's tons and tons of stuff you can do in here. I don't tend to use this that much at all. I run a fairly loose ship rather than a tight ship. I don't know. Moderation is handled by my mods themselves or by myself. I don't moderate links. I don't moderate swearing. We have a chilled stream in general. So I've basically not touched this area. So we can go through it if you want. But it's, again, fairly obvious. I don't use any of the quick moderation. My link settings, I'm just literally comparing. All of mine are off and all of my settings are the same, so I've not touched this. But again, you can see this. You can turn it on if you want, moderate links on or off, exclude regulars, exclude subscribers. So this is the kind of thing, for example, Electric Eve, who is streaming right now, by the way. If you're not here, you can go and watch her. That's the kind of thing she's got set up. So her Nightbot or MooBot allows that is set so that links are removed if you're not a sub, and if you're a sub, that is a sub perk. So I haven't done that. It's a personal preference thing. There's nothing wrong or right about it. It's up to you. 1 second. Sorry, cough. Is this where you would edit for followers only? I don't know if you can moderate links for followers only. Regulars is referring to a period of time. So that's regulars is to do with time accrued in the channel. So you could do it that way if you wanted. You could use time.
I love this show.
VB Hagat, thank you for the follow. Welcome. So yeah, you could set it with time if you wanted to. If you didn't want a point system whatsoever, if you're not an affiliate or a partner and you just wanted to do something to say, okay, make sure you're not a welcome new troll. Let's do something good here. You can use regular. So you could do things like moderate links, and then you could exclude subs. You could exclude regulars, and you could set the regulars to amount of time that makes sense to you. That means anyone who's just joined the channel for the first time tries to spam in something they shouldn't, it'll just won't let them. You could do that. It's a fairly clever idea. It might be something I implement later on myself. In fact, now we talk about it, but for now I'm not using it, but that's what it's there for. Symbols, the same thing again. We go through any of the moderation. If someone's spamming random emotes and caps and random characters, and again, same concept. You can turn it on or off, and you can moderate it, and you can exclude the levels. So this is caps, spam, all that emotes, colors, all that kind of jazz. No, indeed, general. We'll do that on Monday. Okay, so again, long messages, whitelist, blacklist. So again, this is fairly straightforward. You should kind of assume, well, this is blacklist, you know, people who have clearly tried to abuse it before and just permanently not allowed to do lists. And there might be users who, you know, if you like, you know, you just know their links are going to be fine, therefore you can add them to whitelists. So the moderation is really, really powerful. I don't use it, like I said, but I think there's a lot of customization here, and it's a lot of ability to do as and what you wish. And again, if you have got moderation on any, you can then obviously permit usernames as well. So this is where you would go to then allow them to bypass those exclusions. Okay, right. So moving on. We'll go through these. I know there's a lot to go through, but we'll go through some swifter or more swiftly than others. So time is something I don't personally use or track. Time does exist, obviously, relative. You can find out your time in my chat. The command still exists for time, I think. Or have I removed it? I don't know if time exists. Maybe time, the command does exist. I can't remember, but it is tracking. So I've just not bothered to use it myself. Not uptime. It's complicated but fascinating, yeah, indeed. I mean, this is the thing. I'm trying to make it an overview so you can watch the VOD back and go, what did he say about that one? So I'm going to cover all of them, but realistically, you will hear me say a lot. I don't use this bit. There's so much of this bot that I don't use. I just don't find the requirement to, you know. But again, everyone's different. So time. So obviously, stream offline. My stream offline time accumulation is off. So this is on by default. So what that means is, to be clear here, if you have your bot remotely hosted, that means your bot is in the channel at all times. Okay, so within the bottom, it means that people can come in and check, like they do on my stream. I can look through my history, and I've seen people come in and check the points, the flickits, which is the currency I use in my channel, even when I'm offline, because my bot is always online. So you can actually reward people for sitting in your channel even when you're offline. So if you were that way inclined, you could make sure that they earn points still, but at a much slower rate. Or in this case, you know, they accumulate time in your channel even though you're not online. So I don't personally see a reason for it, but if you were offering some kind of reward for time spent and you didn't mind people sitting when you were offline, maybe you had a vodcast going, maybe you just want people to sit in your channel and watch whoever you're hosting, perhaps. That's how you do it. So you can do this with points, you can do this with time. And then obviously automatically promote time promotion to regular, which is what we're talking about, that if you would wanted to set, you know, chat announcements for promotion to regular, some people do this already, and then hours to regular promotion. So this refers back to what we were saying about link exclusion and certain perks. Maybe you don't get slow mode, maybe whatever. There's loads of things you can do with this thing where they've got enough time in the chat that they're now at regular. So time. Can we have a leaderboard? There is a leaderboard, actually. I will show you in a minute on mine, the kind of modify user time, because this is what you can do here. You can go through and do a modify user time. So clearly, right now in our chat, Drenay is hanging, he's chilling, he's here. So Drenay's already got some time in seconds, he's in the chat. Myself, obviously the bot, and in this case the caster. Not to be confused, that is the caster in this case, whilst it's my bot for this demonstration, for this video, for this tutorial, that's the caster. So you can see how they've got a very similar amount of time. Makes sense that, eh? So if we go to time configuration for my stream, I'm not there. You're not there because that's the bot. If I go to mine and go to time in seconds, let's do it. There you go. Let's see what happens. Let's show a few people, shall we? Now, is there anything here that will get me in trouble? Probably not. It's got to be sure. No, we're good. We should be good. Give me a second. Let me just try something here. Is that it? No, I can't remember. All right, never mind. Right, let's just show it. I'll just show it and risk it. So this is my stream right now. You'll see the active chat. Hello, chat. Thank you. Oh, it did work. Hey, there we go. I was to preempt. There you go. So there's the top 5 in my channel. So that's a default bot that exists. You can default command that exists. You saw there. Yang's in number 3. Most spent time. Go figure. Didn't know. So there you go. So again, classic example there. Top time is a command that I didn't set up. It wasn't even in the default commands list. So if we go back to here, you know, top time doesn't exist here as a as a command list. These are all examples of commands you set up yourself. But if you go down to permissions, this is more of a realistic example of the commands that actually do exist in your channel. So it's worth going through these and figuring them out. So you can see like time, time add, time set, time take, you know, all that kind of jazz. So I know for a fact that somewhere in here, I think, is uptime or top time, VOD. Yeah, there's loads. You get the idea though. So there's many things in here. Even I just noticed actually top time isn't even in here, which is what I was trying to show you, but actually it's not there, which is very interesting to me. But I know top time exists, so there you go. Top tip, top time. Off we go. Right, anyway, so moderation time done, so same thing. So there's not much more to say on that. I don't have it on personally. I certainly have my time set to off for offline, and I don't refer to it. I don't use it for any promotion. I don't use it for any of my streams. So let's move on. So points, now I do use this. So points, as you can clearly see, is an additional module. So this is the first time we've encountered this in this tutorial, and this is where you'll see a lot of the more advanced systems or the extensions. So we're going to go and turn this on now, and I'll show you that happening. So we've got a systems point system.js missing, as it says the module is disabled. So how do I enable a module? Well, back on the dashboard, one of these down here is called Twitch modules. There's also Discord in there. So we're looking in here for point system. I'm blind. Panel, word, betting, greeting, point system. There it is. So here, now this is a bit confusing. I don't know why they've chosen this effort, but basically the purple one is an indicator of whether it's on or off, and this is a disable enable button. So we're going to enable it. It's going to go completely full. It's going to fill the interior of this circle, and we are now on. So when we go back to point system, suddenly we have a point system. Simple as that. So you're going to find that with a lot of modules. So it's just a case of knowing which one to go for and which one does where and what they will do. Sometimes you're not going to find out what they do till you'll turn them on, go and have a play, and then turn them off again if you don't want them or what have you. Okay? No worries, Charles. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that. Cool. Right. So points. So this is the points thing that everyone has a fun with. Mine are called flickets, based on tickets. It was a bet with my good friend Kirby. Originally I had mine set to credits or something, fairly obvious, fairly simple. It was the Imperiums, it was Warhammer themed credits, nothing super special. I'm sure many others use it. Intent ended up being flickets, a play on tickets. So it's what it is. But this is where you put your points to whatever you want. So our friend is fueling the hobby, so we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna call it fuel drops. I don't care. Yes, fuel is spelt wrong. That's the intention. All of that is part of the theming on my stream, for those that don't know, just in case you're watching this on the VOD or YouTube or whatever. So this is fuel, fuel drops we're going to call it, whatever. So it's fuel drop, singular, and then fuel drops, plural. So that's going to be our... So if you were to go in here and turn this on, so I'm going to do points first to show you. So you currently have 0 fuel drops and you've been chat for 32 minutes. That's a default output. So we haven't set and accrued how you're actually accruing points yet. So we'll go through that in a minute. But equally, I did points in that work. I can now also do, in theory, fuel drop. I think, or fuel drops, I can't remember. There you go, same thing. So it adds that command for you by default when you change the point name, okay? Obviously you can see all this stuff. This is the output. User prefix is a name. You currently have point string, which is fuel drops, and you have been in the chat for time, which is 32 minutes. So I personally have removed the time thing. I don't have any reference to time. I don't use time. I have no wish for my users to be bothered about it currently. That might change, but I just simply edited this by removing this and hitting update. And then we can go back up here, do it again, and you'll notice it's then changed the output. Simple as that. I'm going to keep it back because of the thing. So again, same thing. Online points, interval in minutes. So this depends on all you. You need to go and think about so many things. This was a proper... well, this took a lot of thought by myself and Genuine Vision, who use the same system. I think a few other streamers, I don't know if they still do, but people like Major Dodo, Small Cave Studio, and a bunch of others were all using the same amount of, the same algorithm. So we're talking about time in the stream, times by how many points you accrue, and then you have to refer to that to how much you think they're going to earn from doing tips and donations, potentially, if you're going to let them do that, or from hosting as well. All of these things allow you to earn points, and you need to figure out what that means to you is worth, how valuable whatever your currency limit's going to be. Are they going to get a lot of their currency and then spend a lot? Is it going to be a single currency earned like one every 2 hours or one every minute? It depends how you want to do it. It's entirely up to you. There's so many ways of doing it. There's no right or wrong. do however you wish to do as a streamer. Your call. Uh-oh, I'm not looking at that, Graham. We're doing a tech stream, so I'm not looking at miniatures right now. I'm not even going to click. All right, cool. So you can set online and offline points accrual. Very obvious. The intervals. Now, I'm personally set mine to 5 minutes. So in my stream, if you're hanging out in my chat, every 5 minutes, you will find yourself accredited with some points. I have my offline points set to 0, so I do not want them to get anything when they're offline. So I want to try and show you something else here, just out of curiosity, what I was saying earlier. Yeah, there you go. Right, it's a good example of what I said earlier in this tutorial of 2 input boxes on the same panel with 2 different updates. If I change multiples at once and then hit save on one of them, the other will reset back to its original. So be aware of that. You need to change one thing, update it, change one thing, update it. That's one thing you get caught up. So that helps, okay? So then on set online points gain. So this is how many points, and it should, I don't know if it gives you an actual hint or not. Maybe it does not. Yeah, so this is the amount of points you get on that interval. So I've got mine set out to this. This is my current setup on my stream. So that means that every 5 minutes, you, the viewer right now, are earning 5 flickets. Okay, so that basically obviously accrues to 1 a minute. Fairly easy, simple maths. I then use a 250 points per ticket for entries to giveaways. If we're doing any sort of giveaway, whether it's miniatures or painted or unpainted, it's irrelevant. The cost of the ticket is always the same. I just find it's easier to talk to the viewers. I find it's easier to remember, even when I'm in the heat of the moment of trying to explain to people. Sometimes there are caps on tickets. Sometimes there's not, but the price is always the same, just simpler. And I worked out that 250 was amount right for how much time I wanted to reward for 1 ticket to win a thing. Obviously that's 250 minutes in my world of time spent in the stream. Obviously then you look at donations and tips and hosting and other ways of earning the points, but we get to that in a minute. So that's how I do it. Everyone's different. Some people want less numbers, so they'll do 1 output every half hour, 2 hours. It doesn't matter. It's your call. Your stream, do as you wish. But this is the panel where you would settle these things. Now, again, set offline points gain. I've got mine set to 0 because I do not want to have anyone earning points whilst I'm offline. I don't think it's worth it. It's not the way I do things. If people are hanging out in my chat because that's where they default go to, is their homepage to watch who I'm hosting, then brilliant. Good for them. But I want them to go through to that person I'm hosting. I want them to follow that person. I want them to interact with chat, and I want them to get involved. So I don't want people just sat in my chat just idling, accruing points. It's not fair. Cool. Okay, so set active bonus. Obviously this is a bonus if the person's actually talking. I don't use this at all because of the way we as creative streamers, now you might be watching this and you might not be a miniature painter, you might be doing, I don't know, traditional artist, or I mean, all the plethora of things into it. It doesn't matter. Your viewers might be actively watching you and interacting, which is great, or they might be joining you in the hobby that you're doing. So if they're doing that, if they're painting, in my case, if they're painting miniatures, they're listening to you and the keyboard might be over there. Why should I punish them for enjoying the hobby in which I want them to enjoy? I'm trying to inspire people to paint along with me or to do whatever hobby they want to do. So I hate this idea of having any kind of ill will towards people lurking. Lurkers are great. Why? Because they're there listening to you still. I mean, okay, they might be doing the system. They might be alt-tabbed and somewhere else. They might be watching you at all. But they're giving you a viewership number by being in your chat. So that even that's worth being appreciating for. So don't worry. So I would say, personally, I don't punish lurking. I know others do. That's their game. It's up to them. Whatever. So yeah, that's what the active bonus means. And then top list points amount. So again, top points, top time all exists, and that's how many people you want. I've got mine set to 5. I've not touched it. So again, exclamation mark top points will tell you how many you've got in your chat. Okay. So that's the basics of points. Now there's loads of ways to use points, so we don't have to, even if you don't do giveaways in your stream, you don't do any of that kind of gumph, you can still use the points for other things. They can pay for alerts and commands. You can use them for games if you're that way inclined. This, like a lot of other bots, this thing does loads of gambling games and raids and fun things I don't personally use, but there's loads of them. So so yeah. All right, let's move on. Where should we go next? Well, I guess the next one obviously in the list is permissions. Modify points, group points. I guess we can talk about this briefly. Modify user points, fairly obvious, does what it says on the tins. You can gift people in chat, so if you want to do a random celebratory event for hitting a follower goal or doing a thing, whatever that thing may be, you can clearly take them all, you can bonus them all, you can make it rain, randomly gift the amount up to things. That's quite fun. So that Phantombot allows you to literally just make it rain. Some people get more than others, it's complete luck. And then gift to all is obviously gift to all. Can you reset all the points? So yes, you can. It's not as easy as you think, but obviously take from all would be a nice way of doing it, because you could go in here and you could just do like, you know, a quantity super billion bajillion points and then take from all. And then everyone's going to be on 0. It's not the most ideal way of doing it, but you could do that. You can go through and manually adjust people by searching in the database. For example, can I guess I can show you mine, it's no difference. So on my example for my live bot right now, if we bring mine in, it doesn't matter. You can see here, like, I've got tons of people with points. These are random people that 1, 2, 3 nice guy here with his 1,000 points. He's changed his name. I've already gifted his points to someone else. So he's called Cousin Nice Guy now. We can go up here and you can go click on him once, and then up here you can see, if I highlight it so you can see it easier, we can go and set his points, we can add to his points, or we can take his points. Okay, so you can do all this kind of thing. You can search for anyone here, you can organize by points in order, you can do all that kind of jazz, and also you can do random bonuses as well, like I've said. So that's a thing. Click it. I'm not like that, Beardy. I wouldn't do that, even if it's his old name, doesn't matter. Sorry, Warlander. Yeah, but this is just to recap, guys, those joining us. This is Phantombot. This is me going through the bot that I use. It's a 101, the second in the episode in this series, the continuing series of helping creative streamers get involved and helping them get set up and going through things bit by bit and how I run my stream. So it's not a, this is how you do it. This is just how I do it, and hopefully it's useful to you guys. Okay, so points. We're going through points. We're going through adjustment points. Group point configuration. So this is fairly straightforward. This is something I've only just started to play with recently. So, as the name suggests, you can modify the rate in which points are accrued by a group. Okay? So, in our system here, if we go back to our points configuration, and I'll do the same, we've got it set out currently here, so that our viewers are getting 5 points on the interval. So it's 5 minutes at 5 points, yeah, set online point gain. So they're getting 5 points every 5 minutes, which obviously relates to 1 a minute. But it's released, rather than giving to them every minute, giving them another one, giving them another one. That's a lot of bot doing thing. It also rewards people who are just in there, potentially to be a troll, spamming a link and leaving again. So 5 minutes. You could do 10, you could do 15. There's arguments all around. I do mine every 5 minutes. I think that's good enough. I might even, because someone might join for 5 minutes, say, hey, how you doing, appreciate it, whatever, be nice, and then have to go for work or have to go for streaming themselves or whatever. So I don't want them person to lose out on those points they've been there. So you could argue that's too short. 10's okay. I nearly went for 10, but again, you could be in for 8 minutes and then you could lose connection because of mobile, or you could, again, have to go to work, have to go to school, whatever. So 5 minutes is what I set up to. But this is the default. So 5 points. Sorry, the 5 minutes, 5 points. So down in the group down here, now if you want to do something different here, you can. So this is where you would say adjustment. So my stream, I've got my subscriber set to 10. So regular followers will get 5 flickits every 5 minutes, whereas subscribers will get 10 flickits every 5 minutes. So this is where you would change these sort of things. I've also got my caster set to something stupid, so I earn like 50 a minute, so I never run out. I can never have a problem. But that's overkill, you don't need to do that, it's entirely up to you. You'll never be in a situation where you, the caster, can't run a command because you can go into the bot and do it yourself. The only reason I need to do that is I've turned costs on for moderators. So in my strat, I've got 5 or 6 mods. Some are a little bit of a pest sometimes. They think they're a little bit cheeky. So they no longer get free use of my alerts, which we'll go through in a minute. Okay, cool. Right, so that's the point. So that's how you change it. Obviously, you can see here that you can change the regular. If you go for the time thing, this is how you change it. Online, offline. Again, offline's all 0 for me. And -1, as it says here, note the value of -1 indicates that global settings to be used, which are what's set up in here. Okay? So again, that's very powerful. That's very cool. Mine's set to 10, so that subs get something. I've not adjusted anything for donators or regulars, viewers. It's just the general global. All right, permissions. Let's move on. We're going to be a bit quicker, so let's quick going. So permissions, fairly obvious. If you want to set someone to a moderator or an administrator of the bot itself, this is the way you do it. Now, to be clear, if I just go down to here on my one to get it clear, this is your list of mods for your channel. This is admins for the bot. That caught me out the first time, but that's what it means. Okay. Get rid of myself. My allergies are playing. I apologise. Okay, so this is your list of mods, so we can promote people to mods. So who's currently in? Is anyone in our bots chat? I don't think they are. We'll have a look. Maybe I think Drenay was in there earlier. Maybe he's not. Yeah, Drenay's still there. Look at Drenay. You gent. So we can go here and promote to moderator. Look at that. There you go. Look, there's our mod. Drenay77 is now a moderator for a bot named Gert. There you go. I mean, he just said. So I don't know how quickly that will do. Come on, will do it. But he's now a mod for the bot. Either way, he is now a moderator for the bot. That's the way it goes. Knighted. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Should work. Interesting. Maybe I have to F5 or something. But that's the way I did it anyway. Either way, all the people I've moderated in Twitch have been are now mods in my chatbot, you know, for Phantombot. So maybe if you do it manually through promote to moderator here, it will only give them to the moderator, not to Twitch. That's interesting. I didn't actually know that, so I've just learned something myself. So here's an interesting thing. Let's demote from moderator. Sorry, Janae. Rip. Bless you. Now gone. What if we do an actual / mod in Twitch? And then see what happens here. So let's see if it does it. No, maybe not. I'm interested. That's curious. I might raise that as a thing because mine picks them up. So we've definitely got to maybe just do an F5. Let's do a second. Let's have a look. I'm learning about this because that should work. So maybe that's an issue. Okay, so let's go down to our permissions again. And let's go to our mods. Interesting, it's picked up. I'm curious. I don't know. That's a new one to me. Okay, either way. So I'm looking at moderators on mine. You can't see this here, and I've got all of my mods that I've added to Twitch are set up as mods here. So I'm curious to why Drenay doesn't show. He certainly should. Maybe it's because I've messed with it by accident because I was messing with him up here. So either way, maybe I just messed the system. So be aware of that. But either way, it's trolling us. Yeah, there you go. I've broken it. Way, I've broken it. So there's a moderator troll. Either way, in my case, I'll show you. When you add a mod properly through Twitch, there's my list of all my mods. I've got quite a lot of mods currently, as you can see. There you go. So that's where my mods go. Again, I never touch it. I don't look at any of the permission stuff ever. But that's what it's supposed to do. So clearly, I've broken, or with Drenay's assistance, we've broken the moderators. So doing the mod the normal way through Twitch works, adds them as the mod to the channel, and then Phantombot picks up on that. I guess I've broken it by adding him first, then demoting him. So, I don't know. Interesting. Either way, we'll carry on. So again, same thing with permissions. You can make them do certain things, and promote to donators if it's not working, and promote to regulars. This list will fill up naturally. That's why I think it's messed up, because I've never touched these. It just polls Twitch and gets this information. So regulars will get promoted because of the time they've spent if you turn it on in the time section like we did. You know, so you got like here, hours to regular promotion. Okay? There we go. Let's move this back in so you guys can see it. Poor old Drenay baited, didn't get knighted, he got baited, that's what happened. Alright, ranks. So the rank system, I've got it removed. I don't use this currently, but once again you can go in. I won't go through this because I don't use it. I've shown you how to turn it on. So that's where you would go. We'd go into, again, we'd go back into dashboard. We go into our Twitch modules, we'd find the ranks and turn it on. So ranks are what they said on the tin. Ranks would be adding your own custom ranks. So you could start off as a grunt and then become a soldier and then officer and whatever. Whatever system you want to use that's themed with your stream, that's how you do it. And then obviously those ranks then accrue points at a different range. They can get different permissions set up. So once you've got a rank, that rank can be used throughout the bot. So you can do all this powerful stuff with commands only to certain ranks, points costing differently potentially, aliases, etc., all that jazz. So that's all how you do with the ranks. Now I don't use ranks at all. I have followers, I have subs, I have friends. That's it, whatever. So I don't mind. Hey zombie, how you doing, man? Welcome in. How are you and the baby girl? Well, good, lovely. She's nearly 2 months. I can stop saying weeks soon. We're at 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks or something. I don't know, it's not that. But either, yeah, she's good. It's awesome. It's been tiring but very rewarding. Me and Warlander were talking about that in his stream, in fact. Warlander isn't. Welcome in as well. Indeed, there you go, Warlander. No rank as proven by trying to do it in the chat now. Okay, so moving on. Alerts. So this is where the fun stuff happens. Right, so again, you can do as little as this or as much of this as you want. Now I'm going to show you the system that I've got set up, for that's what we're doing here, but you can go through and play with these all yourself. So greeting settings, I've got mine disabled. I don't like coming into a chat and then having a bot say, hello, welcome, it's your first time here, how you doing, all right? Hello? No, nah. I want to go in, see what you're about, and if I don't like what you're doing, I want to be able to leave without feeling awkwardly. Suddenly someone's seen me and I've got to be here like caught in like a bunny rabbit in headlights, or it's called, you know. It's like this kind of, again, some people like to lurk. They don't want to be called out. They don't want to be, you know, and if you join a channel and the channel then says to you, hello, you're like, I was just on the way out. Sorry, I've got to be somewhere. You know, it's just really awkward. So none of that. But again, if you want that, it's up to you. You can do. Follow alert. Again, I haven't got this turned on. I know many friends who do have this on. I'm not adverse to this. I just don't like it myself. Again, it's just a spam thing. It's just more things in the channel you don't particularly need. So when someone follows you, obviously they're gonna get, if you've got it set up, the Streamlabs alert will come up on screen, and then obviously you will, as I have been today, say thank you for following. So they have a thing in the chat say, oh, thanks and follow as well. But I'm not completely, but not as bad as the greeting thing. The following thing, I can understand why. Maybe you'll miss it and they want to make sure it works. So it's up to you. Again, same thing, turn on the follower handle and go in. It'll give you some variant controls. So the first big one though is Streamlabs. So this will confuse a few people, and this is why we have to go to this point. So the Streamlabs thing, donation handler, we're going to go and turn this on because I use this and we'll go through it. So let's go that. So dashboard. Streamlabs, oh, I forgot what it's called because I failed. Just donation handler, there you go. Let's find donation handler. There it is, donation handler. So we're going to enable donation handler, go back to alerts. Right, so donation alerts, you're going to turn them on. There we go. Now I don't use, as we discussed, I don't use ranks, I don't use time promotion to regulars, I don't use any of that stuff. Again, just like time, you can be promoted to a donator rank or group. Let's not call it a rank, that's something different, let's call it group. So you can be a donator group, a regular group, you can be an admin and so forth. So I don't use any of that, so mine's off. But it's up to you. If you want to promote them to a donator, and then those who have been donating in the past can then potentially get an extra ticket into something, or they can get perks. You know, maybe they can join you to play games on stream if you're a gaming streamer. Whatever, you can use it as you want. You know, it's as much, you can make it as complicated or as simple as you want. It's up to you. Multiplier reward. Now this is slightly confusing. So this is points per single unit of currency donated. Now I struggled with this initially because I figured a unit would be a cent, a penny, you know, a ruple, whatever. Turns out it's a one whole number. So a unit is a $1. It is a £1. It is a €1. So I got mine set to 100. Now the reason I do this is because again, the way I got the algorithm set for my stream is that 1 point is 1 minute is 1 cent. You know, in my case, 1 penny. You know, I'm set up in US dollars, but it's just because it's easier. Most people refer to it as US dollars, even though I'm British. I'm in the UK. I have pounds. All of my alerts, all of my donations are in dollars. You can set it to pounds. It's just a personal thing. I just always refer to it as dollars. It's just easier. But yeah, so mine is set to 100 because I want 100 points for 100 cent donated. Does that make sense? That's $1. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, 100 for 1 cent for $1. My promote amount, I've left the default, I haven't touched it. And then again, you can change this as much as you want. Okay? I've personally removed this. So this is the default for dollar. Now you are allowed as a viewer, as a donator, as a tip, the person who tips the stream, to donate in your local currency. So you can do it in Swedish krona, you can do it in euros, you can do it in pounds, you can do it in dollars. and it'll always say how much you did. Let's do pounds, for example, 5 GBP, but it'll still have the dollar there and looks completely silly. So I removed that. I gotta go, I'll be back in time. Alright, carry on. Okay, cool. So that's up to you. Set how you want. Like I said, mine set to 100. So single currency, like I said, well, I might have explained it wrong, but a single currency is 1 cent, 1 penny, one thing. So $1 would be 100 points. There you go. That's the way to do it. So yeah, mine set to 100. You do need to, of course. You're probably going to ask me how does it know that someone's donated to me? So you need to set up the integration with Streamlabs itself. So let's go and do a thing. So 1 second. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. I closed the tab. I was all set up and I failed. There we are. Cool. Okay, so let's just bring this in again. So, again, for this step to happen, we need to go to the right place. So remember, like I told you, the same thing again. We are currently in the Casters Twitch login, okay? This is critical because if you do it on the wrong one, you go with your bot, it doesn't make sense, and all that kind of jazz, okay? So we're going to go to here. I'm doing the tracking, the private browsing, so that I can then log in as both ones separately. So I'm logged in as a bot named Gert. So this will allow you to pay and authorize access, blah, 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 blah. Come here to Streamlabs. Now, I haven't been to Streamlabs at all with our chap here. So we're going to connect with Twitch. A bot named Ger, which is in this case, remember, just to not to confuse you, this is our streamer. This is our caster in this case. Because our bot is called Fuel the Hobby. We're going to authorize. Phantombot would like to access all your things. Yes, I would love you to access all my things. Oh, thank you so much. And again, this URL, this link, there's a code. Yeah, fail, but it doesn't matter because there's no one going to donate to him. But whatever. So this is our code. And it tells you exactly what you want to do. So I'll leave that going. So you can see here what it says here. I'm going to put this code into your bot login text for the Twitch alerts key setting. So it's just told you exactly what you need to do. So now obviously I've done a fail by putting it on the stream, but realistically it doesn't really make a difference because we can do log in as my bot. It's all good. So we're going to go in here, and it's just said here to go into our login. Now I will not open. That's a good point actually. Let me, just in case it pops up on the mid screen, what I will do is I'm going to turn off this very quickly. Let's just fade that out just in case when I open the login bot.txt opens on the main page. It didn't. We're good. We're good. We are Gucci. Where are we? Over here. So let's pop that back on. So we can crack on again. There we go. Let me just move this across once more. So you guys can see what we're doing. It's like there is too far. Wow, this is so professional. Alright, cool. So in my login code thing, as it said on the screen, we had to go and add it into our key. Which is, where are we? Where did I put it? I copy it again anyway. For the Twitch alerts key. There we go. I was brainless, I couldn't remember. There we are. Okay, so I've added that in. I'm going to say you have to start and stop the bot, turn it on and off again, all that kind of jazz. So let me start and stop the bot. That's OBS. Where are we? There we are. Over there. Right. So I'm going to watch this. So I'm going to turn the bot off. This is a good. And whilst we're doing this, it makes good sense to do this now. I'm going to turn the bot off. Make sure I just typed in the Twitch alerts key. Good. I've done that right. Yeah. And when I turn the bots off, notice at the top here, WebSocket disconnected, retrying every 5 seconds. So I have my bot remote, so that's what happens every now and then when my Phantombot, for whatever reason, can't connect. Either my own internet connection goes down or whatever, there's a glitch in the matrix. This is the response I get. And obviously you have to F5 and it will then reconnect, and generally 99.9% of the time that will work fine. That's what caused a few times I've had issues when my song requests die. And that's why F5 come back now. If you're local, obviously you realise, oh, something's gone wrong, I can just relaunch the bat. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to go, sorry, where did I put it? Let me move it over here. Being far too fussy about my output, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to launch the bat again. You'll see it fire up. Awesome video click. I'm gonna give Phantombot a go. Awesome. I just took One on TV the next level this week for creative streams, and now I'm doing a lot of stuff like this. Lots to learn. Yes, indeed. There's loads to learn, dude. But again, hopefully you can review this when you've got more time, and you can watch back, and hopefully some of this, at least some point, this is useful to you. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that's basically what I've done. All I've done there, I've added the Twitter alert key. I've triggered it together. I went through and it basically worked. I think we clicked on here, we did a thing, that's worked. So how do you know if it's worked? Well, I'm not sure in this situation how I can test that Streamlabs integration other than doing a donation. Okay, I wonder if I do a test donation, it'll actually do a thing. Maybe that'll work. I actually don't know. Let's do that. Why not? Let's do Streamlabs. Doesn't matter what you're saying. Now this should log me into the right one. I'm panicking. Yeah, a bot named Ger. There we go. I was panicking like if I get the wrong one now. So this is a bot named Ger. So let's just do. Can we do a donation test? Is that even a thing? I don't even know if you can. Come think of it. Test our alert box. But again, we'll go through this for another stream. So I know with it, doing the alert box, obviously, and doing all of the Streamlabs setup and alerts and all that kind of jazz. All the alerts on my stream will be another episode that we do. I was wondering if I did a test donation if it would come through. We haven't got any alert set up, but it says an alert sent. Are we going to get anything? I don't know. Nah. Okay. Don't worry about it too much. But I mean, just go with faith with me on this. And once you've done that one, you will have it set up. There's probably an easier way to test. I can't even think about it. Question above, going back to the donation setup. Did I miss it? Oh, if you donate in a currency other than dollars, does a single currency convert it to the stream currency? Otherwise, what happens if you donate in Turkish lira and you get millions of points? Right, so that's perfect. That's a very good question. That is what happened to me when I very first started. So I started using Phantombot and I had a donation in SEK, Swedish krona. I don't know how you say krona. And at that point, there was a bug exactly like you just... oh my god. Sorry. That called me out. Apologies. Yeah, exactly like you said. Same problem. So someone did it in Swedish krona. It was 1,000 krona, which turned out to be like $8. They got 1,000 points, and I was like, wait a second, how the hell? So that's one of the bugs I helped to fix. So on the forums, I dropped the forum message. They replied very quickly. I showed them the point of the issue was, the conversion rate, and that's what it happened. So to this day now, as far as I'm aware, that no longer happens. So you'll get donation in Swedish krona. It will then take the amount that Streamlabs accrues in your chosen currency and then use that to give it the points. So that's one of the reasons I use a nightly build. So we fixed that on Monday night into Tuesday, whatever, and then for my Wednesday stream, I was on a nightly build that had the latest fix. The actual next stable release didn't come up for 3 or 4 weeks, where we would have had that issue. So it's a good question. It did come up. It has been fixed. To my understanding, that no longer happens. Certainly, I've had no problems with GBP and pound. But yeah, that was a thing. And it's a very valid question, a good question. But yes, it handles it. Long story short, it handles it. It should now work. Okay, we need to really speed up, otherwise we're going to be here for ages and ages and ages. Okay, so it is not an SD. Okay, cool. I don't use Stream Tip, I don't use Tippy, so that's a fairly obvious one, guys. It's just another thing, just like Streamlabs. Multiplier rewards, as I've been through, if we're copying my stream, mine's 100. So that you got 100 points for $1 because it was per unit, so 1 cent, etc. I'm going to skip these two, I don't use them. So sub alerts, I do use sub alerts. So let's go to subscriber handle, the same thing quickly. So obviously this is for partners and now for affiliates as well. So this is very, very useful. Where is it? Subscriber handle. There, off we go. Turn it on, go back down to our alerts, go to our sub alerts. There we go. Now we're presented with a whole bunch of cool stuff. So I've got this all turned on. So this deals with, as you can see, primes, resubs, and normal subs. Now I helped again with this because it wasn't alerting and it wasn't offering you the ability to do something different for resubs. So now subscriber reward, obviously we've set our points up already. I do personally a 500 because to subscribe at the simplest level is $4.99 in most cases. Yes, there's taxes, yes, there's all that kind of jazz, but as far as Twitch is concerned, it's $4.99 and the streamer sees half. So you paid $4.99, my algorithm is set up for 1 cent to 1 minute to 1 point. So it's exactly the same as that. So if you were to donate $5, it's the same as subbing. Only when you sub, you then get the bonus, like I set up earlier, as you may remember, that subs get points double the speed of regular viewers. So if you subscribe, you'll get your points at 10 every 5 minutes rather than 5 every 5 minutes. Make sense? So you're getting that initial, like, I spent $5, so I'm being rewarded as the same as being donated, but I also get a bonus for being a sub from now on. So that's what I've got set up. My resub is exactly the same. You are not challenged. You are not penalised, nor are you rewarded for resubbing. It's the same point for the same thing. So let me just do the same thing I told you guys not to do, one at a time, remember, guys. So you get all that jazz. So the subscriber message, I've changed that to my custom. My guys, mine says just fueled the hobby when someone subscribes. You can obviously do whatever you want here. You can make it as customised and as personal as you wish your stream to be. Same with the prime, same with the resub. And same with the emote. Now the resub emote, the emote, that custom emote that will be replaced with, the emote will be added to the amount of months you just subscribed for. I genuinely don't know what that is. That was a recent addition, the last nightly. I've got it, I've never used it, I don't know what it is. I should probably investigate. It might be something fun and cool. Who knows? But there you go. So that's what I've got set up for mine. That's how my subs are rewarded for you subscribing on this channel. Bit alert settings, I have got the same defaults. Mine's not turned on. Does that only work if the resub alert is triggered? Yes, so, well, let me explain. It's through the Streamlabs integrations that it recognises you subscribed, I think. Or maybe it's not, maybe the subs is different. I honestly don't know, but put it this way. If you sub and you do it through on the stream, that's when you get the points. The bot has to be on. Now, obviously, if the bot is offline, because you're running locally and someone subscribed to you whilst you're offline, how does the bot know? The bot's no wiser than you are. It certainly doesn't poll all of your current subscribers. I know that for sure because there's API issues with that. So I'm going to guess it is through the bit when you trigger and you share with the stream and you get that alert and Streamlabs pops up with its alert and all the other things and all the other integrations, that's when it uses. So I'm going to say that yes, it is linked with the trigger and it only works if it's triggered. That makes sense, hopefully. I don't know. I don't think it's powered by the Streamlabs API. Like I already said, that's probably wrong. It probably is using the Twitch API, but it's this. I reckon it's the same endpoint. It's the same instance that Streamlabs is looking at to trigger its sub alert to what the bot would use to then pay you. So with the points. Cool. So Game Wisp is Game Wisp, and obviously again, I don't deal with Game Wisp. I don't use Game Wisp, but those of you that do, that's for you. So you can see how this is really cool. It supports a load of other various ways of doing it. Game Wisp, of course, is another way of earning money, just like Patreon and Twitch. There is no Patreon plugin here, but Game Wisp is very cool. Cool. Right, okay, so donations. Well, that's called tips. It's just a list of all the things. So you can see again, it'll tell you this is the same thing as using the Streamlabs API. You can order in the person's name, the time in which they did it, and obviously how much they actually donated or tipped. I like to call it tipped, but it's a personal thing. So it's just a cool little list to reflect back on. Right, notices. I love notices. We're going to go through that. So notices system. Commands. Oh, wait, no, sorry, it doesn't. Turn on the notice system. Off it goes. Lovely. Right, back to notices. Okay, so turn on the system now and look at this cool thing. So I have turned on the chat notices. So what these are, we'll toggle them on. We only do it online. We don't care about offline personally. You can set the timer interval and irregular messages. So what this is the ability to create automated responses in your chat every X amount of minutes. Obviously, assuming there's that amount of chat. So this is how in my chat right now, my bot is telling me, is telling you guys about Discord. It's telling you about what else is it spamming out? I've got a Discord about the Flickit currency in the channel, Goblin Gaming, the sponsor of our channel here. The Twitch server for you guys to join, all that fun stuff. This is how it does it. This is the system which does that. So I've got mine set to 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, my bot spams something. But it only does that if there have been 25 messages prior to that 15 minutes. So if you've got a really quiet chat when no one's talking for a while or everyone's lurking, you don't want the bot to spam every 15 minutes and you get this chat box filled and filled and full and full. So I've got mine set to 15 and 25. Frankly, I might increase that personally, but that's up to you. I've got quite a lot of notices currently set up. So whilst it does it every 15 minutes, there are 8, I think, seven I've got. So it's 7 different things. The likelihood you get the same thing more than once is very, very rare. So in fact, I think it actually cycles through them in order. So it's physically impossible. You're not going to see the same thing in one stream. Normally my streams tend to be around 2 hours, 3 hours, like that. Moses, welcome. But that's how you do it anyway. And to do this call, we can go back to our command. So let's do this now. So we're going to do a command. We've got spam already set up actually. Let's use spam. So we're going to go over here. We're going to change this to 2. And we're going to submit that. And we're going to change this to 1. And we're going to submit that. And then we're going to add spam. We're going to do command. Just there you go. Look, it says here, enter a message, or you can use a command. Command : command name. So we're going to do. This is our first notice, so that's number 1, and then we're going to do command spam, which we've already set up as a command so you can manually chat it. So we need one person to say something, say something interesting, I guess, whatever. I'll make sure it kicks it in. And hopefully at some point we'll get a spam. Now this might be too quick. I don't know how often. I don't know if this should just work now, but we'll see. Captain Chaos, wrong chat, dude. Remember, we are in the chat of the bots. Remember that. But anyway, good effort. Thanks for trying. Appreciate that. So that's how we set up our notifications. So we've got command spam. Oh, I know. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so hopefully that'll do a thing momentarily. If it doesn't, we might need to F5 it to trigger it. I don't know. Mine work. That's how I do it. Definitely should work. We'll have to wait 2 minutes and see what happens. Refreshing data. We'll see. So there's our notifications anyway. Like I say, so again, this is quite powerful. There you go. Look, there's our first one. Oh no, I'm going crazy. Oh my god, it's too hot here. There it is. Oh, you're just a test. Oh, you're a mod now. Well done. Trene's just doing a test as well. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to F5. I'll F5 it just to be sure. And we'll see what happens. Hey, oh my god, it's Ferrero Rocher. It's a rare spawn. Have not seen. How are you, my friend? Welcome. I'm suffering in the heat and going crazy here trying to get the notifications to work, but they should still work. Right, so let's see what happens now. So our notifications are still there. We'll move on and leave them. But either way, that's the way we do things. That's the way notifications work. I know, Flick. I got off work early. Oh, awesome. No more calls. Right, so in my case, for mine, I've obviously got mine turned on, and I got 7 or 8 notifications all done via command. I've not manually written any notices in here. Mine are all commands, which can be manually triggered as well. So if I ask a bot, if I ask a mod to do it, they can do exclamation mark command name, even though the bot's going to spam it. Oh yeah, that'll be right. You're right. Stream is offline. Perfect. Good idea. That's exactly why. Well done. You cracked it, and I'm an idiot. Well done, Drenae. Drenae's got the knowledge bombs there. He's correct. We need to toggle offline chat. There you go. Yeah, indeed. Well done, you, sir. Good job. So that's what it was. Obviously, we're streaming on the other channel, so hence why it's confused. I was like, we're live. Why is this not working? There you go. Finally it worked, and shows my spelling mistake as well. This is our first notice. Good job, Drenae. So there you go. That's how it's working. It shows it's working offline and online, and there's our bot. So we need to say something else. And then the next 2 minutes we should get our command spam. So that's that working. We can move on now. Hopefully that will trigger again in a minute. So we're going to move on to quotes. So quote system, mine's on. This one's not. Yay me, says Renee. Well done, sir. You're on streamers too. Woo! Well done, Renee. Renee77 is another streamer, by the way. So go give him a follow for helping out. Quote system does what it says on the tin. I can turn it on if you want, but basically allows you to add quotes. You know? And there's a whole bunch of commands associated, so you can do add quotes, remove quotes, del quotes, edit quotes, all that kind of jazz. What I will show you quickly, if I just if I drag this in here, this is my one. You can see all the quotes that Latius and Gilly have lovingly added. Some of the classics, such as I'm just going to manhandle a door for an hour. Apparently, I said that at this date. You can see how deep do I need to go with taken out of context. I'm scraping a lady's butt on stream. What has my life become? Added by Gilly. You can see that the glory that is my chats. Oh look, someone has added a quote of that goddamn song. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's what the quote thing looks like. So that's my one. Indeed, FYP. YFP. So, cool. Okay, so that's what the quote system does. Keywords. Now, I don't use keywords, but a good friend of the stream, Front Nasty, does. So what we can do, for example, so keyword, like, panel disabled due to module being disabled in keyword handler. So you can turn on keyword. So keyword handler, as the name suggests, is you add a single keyword, and if someone ever types the keyword, something will happen. There's a couple of keywords that happen in Front Nasty's chat which are hilarious. We were going to make one for Sanjin, and I forget what he said. It was something about him, a disclaimer for what he was saying. So I have to go back through the VOD and find a disclaimer for every time Sanjin speaks. And every time someone says Sanjin's name, that's how you get something to come out. So you can see how this will be fun. You can have some quite cool little Easter eggs on your stream potentially. Yeah, carry indeed. Okay, cool. Right, so yeah, keywords basically it says on the tin. You write keyword down, you can trigger something like that, and as you can clearly see here, you can set cooldowns and prices on those as well. Alright, polls. Again, poll system disabled, we can go and turn it on. I'm kind of skipping through these now. A poll does exactly what you expect from a poll. If you've got this far, you probably know what a poll is. You can set one up yourself. You can set up a question, a bunch of options, and they allow them to vote. Now, I don't use them. I tend to use straw poll or something like that. There's nothing wrong with this with the Phantombot poll as such. It just means people have to actually vote for a certain X amount of vote, and I don't like the way the bot replies. It's just trying to do that within a chat box in a chat format isn't the cleanest, so I don't bother. Yeah, indeed, computer. Is he indeed? Right, so let's move on. Hosts and raids. Again, I've got the host thing turned on. I've never used it. I've not got the raid thing turned on. I've never used it. I just tend to do all my hosts manually by typing /host and the person I'm going to host at the end of my stream, or by using Better Twitch TV's host button, which is an option you can turn on should you use that extension. Up to you. But again, this has the power to do it. You can have your host settings set up though. That does work. I'll turn on the host handler. Actually, let's turn the host handler on. I'll show you why, because that's worth showing you that bit at least. So let's go back and do that quickly. Host handler. I was going to skip this bit, but actually some of this stuff is useful because it ties into the bits with the things. I do this on my stream, so it's only fair to show you guys. So let's turn our host handler on, and let's go down to our hosts and raids. So host channel is literally what it says on the tin. I've never used it, like I said, I do it manually. So this bit is worth noting. So I've got mine turn on for announcements. So whenever I get hosted, we've turned this on. And it just says, you know, in the chat, as it does on Streamlabs, they've hosted with this many viewers, auto hosts. Now, this is where it gets fun. So just auto hosted, spammed the chat like no end at some point. So I've got my auto hosts turned off, my hosts turned on. I love every single person that auto hosts me. It all adds up. It's all amazing. Thank you so much. But at the start of a stream, the chat will get absolutely packed with auto hosts because we are that kind of community. We, the miniature painters specifically, obviously creative, hopefully the same. If you're watching this, you're not a mini painter. We all host forward. We all have our. I've got over 75 people on my auto hosts, just to be clear. So imagine if we had that many people, you know, hosting me, and it would just go spam. It would just be crazy. So we don't bother. I do use the host reward. Mine is currently set to 100 for every single host. You get 100 points. So I would probably up that to 250 if I set the minimum, but I don't set a minimum. So if you manually host, you get $100. Actually, no, I'm lying. I've got that set to 2. So you do need to host more than just you, but yeah, it's what it is. Again, I don't reward for auto host rewards automatically. So it depends on what you want to do. So you can give a monetary reward for a manual host that gives you more than 2 viewers, let's say. But you might have your Streamlabs set up so that you only actually show the big alert or whatever alert you use from Streamlabs at say 5 or 3 or whatever. It's up to you. I show on my stream via Streamlabs every manual host so I can say thank you, even if it's just you manually turning your stream on. Obviously a lot of my friends have got this to auto host me, which means when I go live, if someone else isn't on that they're already hosting a course, then I get their auto host. So I don't want to say that, you know, that one is more worthy than the other, but if you're manual hosting with more than a few people, that means you've just actually chosen me. When you finished your stream, you've gone and picked me out and chosen to host me, then I want to reward that and say thank you, because that does mean something to me, that you've not just done a offline manual host, you've done a host with actual humans who have been watching hobby. So that's how I do mine. I've got a manual host, I've got a minimum, I think it's set to 2 or 3, and I don't reward for auto hosts, basically. My Streamlabs is hosted set to alert at 2. That's up to you, Reliance. I alert for everyone manually. I just don't alert for auto hosts. It will get crazy. Okay, and then obviously these are fairly obvious. Host history. The last people that host you, I've got a list. So the last person to host me was Miss Janely today at the start of this stream. So thank you so much to her. And then we've got like raid messages and stuff. I don't use any of that. I don't even know what it does. I've not looked into it. I am assuming it would send a raid system, so when you use a host or raid at the end, it would say, paste into chat saying, copy paste this so that you can go and raid someone else's chat. It's up to you. You're cool. I don't use that. I might investigate it, but I don't bother going with it. Same with incoming and outgoing. You can set up things like defense systems and all this kind of fun stuff. If that's what you want to do, go for it. You know, again, I've not fully investigated it. I might be being a fun sponge here, but I've just not had a chance to look at it, nor has it really interested me. I think a raid system defense could be fun, maybe, to have your viewers copy something to defend against a raid. I've watched a variety streamer called Retro Gaijin, who is hilarious. He's a great, you should go watch him, he's good fun. But he's got like 700 people watching him, sometimes up to 4 figures, you know, a couple of thousand people watching him, so that's totally different. Lexi's on about, yeah, it's fine. Lexi, curry sounds great. Let's carry on. Okay, cool. So, raid's up to you. Again, you can turn these modules on and go have a look. It's entirely up to you. I just overlooked that simple disable auto throw alert. That's cool, Lines. Hopefully you've learned something. That means this stream's worthwhile. If we're helping someone out, then that's great. Giggle, yeah. Okay, so giveaways. So I've used mine for giveaways, so let's go turn that on. We're nearly there now. We're nearly, the ones at the bottom, we don't use so much, so let's go. Commands. Oh, sorry, not commands. Giveaways. Am I blank? What? Wait, what? Which one is it? Oh, auction system. Oh, auction system, raffle system, ticket raffle system. There would be 3 of them, wouldn't there? Just for fun. Okay, so let's turn them all on. So we're looking for auction, auction system, raffle system, there's auction system, raffle system, and ticket raffle system. There you go. I mean, this is a good place where I can show you all of the other ones. You've got YouTube player, we'll turn that on. I know that for a fact we'll go through that, but so many things here. Poll systems, betting systems, cleanups, word counters, tons and tons of stuff. Honestly, games, roulette, slot machines, random rolls. You can do dice rolls, 8-ball, adventure systems. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. So, okay, cool. So giveaways. Super quick. So the giveaway system is very, very powerful. I don't use auctions. I don't think it suits what I do. I might do it for some kind for charity. Maybe we have a major prize and we just let people bid on it because the money's going to charity. Maybe that's the only time I can really see an auction being viable, morally set up generally, and just one where people win on Twitch. It's very similar to a top donations thing. I don't agree with. It's up to you. You do you. Your stream is fine if that's what you want to do. Who am I to judge? But just I personally don't do these things. But it can do them. So you can set up increments. Each bet has to be a minimum bet, a maximum bet, all that, you know, length of auction, minimum bet, and the increments. Up to you. I've never used it, but it's there. And I've turned it on. Just never had a chance. Okay, moving on. Raffle. So this can get slightly confusing because there's multiple ways of doing the same thing. So I'll spend a little bit of time on this. I can't do any of my usual identifiers of fixtures and painting. He's doing what he's actually good at, teaching tech. Thank you. I think that was a backhanded, but I appreciate that. Okay, so raffles. You get a time, a point, and normal. So a time raffle I don't use. As discussed, if you want to, you can. Phantombot will naturally track your users, your viewers' time, and you can use that as a thing to, as a currency, should you wish to, rather than actually having a point set up. I personally suggest you use points. I think the whole time thing is just kind of confusing. It might be great for some reward at some point for the first person to spend like a year with you, or I don't know, whatever. So points raffle. Let's go to points raffle. Points raffle. You enter a keyword. You know, there's a fee to that keyword, okay, and then, well, whatever, we can just do that. So, no, whatever, we're going to do a raffle. We're going to have 250 points. So, in this case, we had fuel drops, didn't we? So, that will be 250 fuel drops, and then eligibility, subscribers, follower, everyone, okay? Until close means manually, or you can automatically make sure it closes after a certain amount of minutes, up to 2 hours, and it'll automatically do it if you think you're going to forget. Regular luck, sub luck. So these are kind of the self-explanatory. What this will do, it allows you to have one entry. This is the key bit. This is the key difference. A points raffle will allow each user, each viewer, to have one entry at a cost of 250. You can do sub luck, regular luck. All right. So if you're doing any kind of giveaway where you don't want people to have multiple entries or up to a ticket maximum using all of their points, if you just want a flat, equal opportunity, one for everyone, obviously being adjusted for sub luck, this is the one you do, okay? The additional config down here, the little cog in the bottom, allows you to do the auto messages. Now, I suggest if you are like me, and like right now, we've got a giveaway going for the overlays, I've turned this on because it's critical. Unless you're going to remember to say to your chat, by the way, guys, there is a giveaway open, exclamation mark, whatever, you know, all that kind of jazz. So, I think that takes away from you. If you're painting like we do, you're always doing your own thing. It's very easy to lose track of time. Obviously, you could be doing an explanation on a technique. I wouldn't leave it to fate. I would leave it to. I would have the messages enabled, reminding people. Okay, so you would do a. And I can't remember what mine is. I'll have to have a quick look. Actually, let's just do a quick point travel. What's mine set to? Mine's set to every 20 minutes. So every 20 minutes, people get reminded that there's something going on. You have to enable them as well. There you go, that's better, otherwise it breaks. I've got multiple repicks, does what it says in the tin, I don't bother. Whisper winner, no, I think that's intrusive personally. It's up to you, I don't personally like it. By the way, you won. Psst, you won. Nah. Okay. So that's how you do the single entry thing. This is one I've used occasionally. I quite like this, I think this is an equal way, but my end of month things when I give away something painted or if I'm getting something from a sponsor or a special event, I tend to use multiple tickets, so we'll get onto that next. But this is a nice, clean, simple one if you want them to cost. So the one today, for example, does not cost. So this is a normal raffle. So the one right now for overlays is simply a keyword raffle. Has no points, but exactly the same options. Okay? So the only difference between a normal and the points, obviously, is there's a points cost on the points one. So that's great. Cool. Right, so that's that one. So after that, we're going to skip time. Like I said, doesn't use that. The next one is the ticket raffle. So the ticket raffle is a bit more complicated, but it's a bit more powerful. Like everything, it's just a choice of preference. So this is the one I use almost 90% of the time. You know, unless I'm doing the keyword one, as I just discussed, this is the one I use. Because whilst you cannot do sub luck, just to be clear, this one doesn't have sub luck. If you want to do a sub luck one, you have to do the other one. It's just a critical difference. Okay? But this one does allow multiple differences, multiple entries, and it does allow a cap. So for example, when we are doing our end of months, I have a cap of 20 tickets. I have 250 as always on everything I always do. And I have followers only on everything I do. Again, same thing. You want to turn the warning messages on. And then obviously set your warning raffle message to whatever it is, and then how often it does it. So again, if I just go back to my one, which is off the screen here, and do a ticket raffle, mine is set to 20 or 30, I can't remember. I think I did 30 minutes last time, but it should be 20. And then there you go. And then as you open this up, then of course entry will come up here. And this is where you'll see your list of entries. Okay? Raffle time, check your flickit. Yeah, indeed. Except in this case, Confuro, so it's free. Right, cool. So that goes to basics. This is how I've done all of mine. If you're not doing a cap here, I believe you can just leave it blank, but I tend to be a weird person because tech reasons and do that, just to make sure there's millions and then no. But I personally only do unlimited entry giveaways on in extreme cases. So, for example, Ixion Hail, at the time was a very limited edition model, so that was unlimited. I did unlimited entries on the Kingdom Death painted miniature that was our... Oh, not Kingdom Death. Who was it? Oh, on the Twitch on Grombindal. Because again, it was a 250 sub hype extreme stream, or that kind of thing. Okay? So yeah, that's all the things to do. So right now, for example, there is a raffle going. Let me just go to my raffle. Yeah, so let's go back to here. So right now we're running a raffle for the overlay. So to those of you that are joining us late, I am running a raffle right now for anyone here who is live for this tutorial to be part of the next tutorial, which will be based around Photoshop and creating a set of overlays. So we're going to do an intro screen, an outro screen, your content screen. I'm assuming you're a miniature painter, you might not be. And then a BRB screen. That set of 4 is kind of the fundamentals that I would say most streamers need or would like. So I'm going to run through next stream my own overlays, the composition of things, layering, what you should normally expect, you know, and just all that kind of jazz. And then as part of that, we're going to create a copy of my overlays and customize them. Basically, we're going to do something for whoever wins for their stream. And they won't be amazing, they'll only be basic, and we'll go through most of it. We won't get it all done on stream, but we'll do that and I'll finish them off screen as well. Okay? So I'm running that one right now, and to give you an example, I can just throw that in right now. We can see we've got 13 people currently entered into that, potentially winning some overlays for their stream. So there's a very high chance these 13 people will be involved. Okay, cool. Games. Way, games. We all love games, right? Well, I'm not a massive fan of the bot spam, but if you wish to do so, this is where it's all done. Sorry, 1 second. Painting Stingray. This is a normal, raffle. There is no cost, no flickits. You don't need to be anything else. You need to be a follower, but that's it. You just do !overlay, which is the keyword in this case. Right, so these are the games: Roulette, Adventure Summary. I don't know anything about these, and I'm proud of the fact that I don't know anything about these. These are all fun, random games. Dice roll configuration could potentially be used for something, especially for us miniature painters, tabletop gamers. Maybe the dice roll would be something that we could create a fun idea. Maybe it would save Malleus doing the manual dice rolls that he seems to do on his stream that takes up nearly all of his stream time. Maybe. But anyway, either way, there's loads of things you can do. Go and have a go, turn on the modules, investigate yourself. There could be some giggles. Or you could just be Malleus. Yeah, indeed. Alright, cool. So, queue. I don't use a queue system whatsoever. So, again, I don't know what it is. We can go and have a look, but I've not really done it. Okay, cool. So, queue system, I honestly don't know. We can investigate. You can do this yourself. Again, I'm not going to go through all of them. We have skipped a few already. Twitter. Now, I do use the Twitter one. Now, so, the Twitter one, as the name suggests, is another integration. So, there is another thing where you have to go through and do an integration. Now, I'm not going to do this. I don't have a test Twitter account. I do not want to integrate my actual Twitter with this test account. But yeah, exactly what it says on the tin. So I'll show you on mine what it does and what it can do. But it's kind of fairly obvious. So here we are on my one. So this is what happens. So you can literally post a tweet from your bot. So this is great if you're like me and you're terrible at social media. I don't do anywhere near enough self-promotion. I didn't have an Instagram, a Facebook, or a Twitter account specific to this until I've been streaming for multiple months, and Shoshi's Minis, friend of the stream, basically pushed me into doing all the things. So that's how I got a Facebook page, that's how I got Instagram set up. But Twitter was my original. I just rebranded it. I never used my normal Twitter account that much, so I've just renamed it to Flick Paint Stuff. Follow me, sellout mode. And I just use that. So I don't tweet directly from here because reasons. I just generally don't. But you can do loads of stuff. It's really, really powerful. You can have this sitting here polling Twitter. So anytime someone mentions you, the tweet will be read in chat, if you so wish. Now, I've not tested this. I've never used this. Sounds kind of fun. But you can do it. So maybe, but then it's also, you know, it's a good way potentially of making people promote your stream. So if you had to poll a mention, that would be great until someone goes on Twitter and does some bad mouthing or something horrendous, and then it can go all horribly wrong. So who knows? Again, it can poll the home timeline. I don't know. I'd never use this particularly, but you could do. I guess, again, if you were posting something onto your homepage, someone else linked to your homepage, home feed, etc. Right, so posting options. This is what I do use it for. This is the only thing I use it for, is this lovely thing here. Post when stream goes live. So you can see I have Creative Streaming 101, Episode 2, Phantombot is now live at blah. Right? Phantasmagorical. That means, with that one enabled, it posts, when I hit the go live in OBS, the bot then, as the name suggests, posts to Twitter for me. Very cool. Now, there is a fallback with it. There is an issue with this. If you don't change the stream online tweet, that will actually start hurting you when it comes to actually doing, SEO and trending and all that rubbish. I don't know, but I've been told that basically if you bot spam every time you go live, so if you're a streamer who goes live every single day, Monday to Thursday, Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, whatever, and do the same tweet at the same time every day, you'll start to lose visibility. It'll damage you, it'll hurt you in some way. Now, I'm lucky in the fact that I only go Mondays and Wednesdays currently. I'm going to go back to doing my Tuesdays and Thursday morning streams. So that's 4 times a week. But so I don't tweet out in my morning streams. So when before Ella Miniflick was here, I was doing potentially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the evenings and morning streams. I had 6 at one point. But I never tweeted out in the morning streams. I literally came in here, I would turn this off so it didn't do it, and then I go live. Worth remembering. But as it is right now, I'm only on twice a week. I might be having that 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just at 3 or 4 a week, so I might just go with it. So, but that's what I do. That's the only thing I use it for. Nothing else. I don't post when I change games. If I was to change from IRL to creative, this could tweet out that I've changed by tweeting this. No, it's up to you. You can use as much as you want or as little as you want. But that's the only thing I use it for, is this one here. But I think that's really powerful. Saves me the effort of going to Twitter. So very, very cool. Okay. Right, so that's Twitter. Discord, again, if you want to plug into Discord, as I said at the start of the stream. Whilst I have a Discord, I don't use my Discord in that way. I've got a Discord simply for my subs to join that so they can use their emotes in other Discords. I promote the paint bottle throwers almost solely as far as Discord goes. I have my own Twitch server, so I promote that. But as far as collective, chilling out and community and all that kind of jazz, I only promote the paint bottle throwers. That being said, I've recently joined another one as well with Captain Chaos, who's in here, called the Crucible. I can't remember the exact name, something Crucible. Oh god, I can't even remember. Creative Who's, I don't know. Either way, it's a very cool Discord as well. Also equally supportive. Has also got streamer assistance. And the reason I'm promoting that Discord as well in this stream is because there is a channel in there called Streamer 101, which is solely based, just like this stream today, teaching you guys how to do this stuff if you want to, if you're interested in streaming crafting Crucible. Thank you guys. So yeah, so paintball throwers primarily. Well, obviously for me, I've helped run that since there was only 60 people there, and we're now heading nearly to 700. That's awesome. Obviously the crafting Crucible is run by, like I said, by Captain Chaos, who's equally seems to be very supportive. So very cool. Right, so that's what you can do. All the fun things here. You can see all the Discord stuff, all the settings, all the bits and bobs. Right, audio. So this is another cool one. We'll go to do this one quickly. Systems, audio panel. Let's do that. Audio panel, system. There it is. Okay, right, so audio. So we've now turned on the audio. Guess what this is going to do? All right, and I don't know the level of audio here, so let's just. Yeah, I know. So I never use these. I've got one specifically for Gate Mace because we can never say his name properly. But if you wanted to, you can do all the things. You can do, you know, whatever. As fun or as little as you want. This is all great, wonderful. However, this is the one that you actually want. So this is the YouTube player for Phantombot. So this is what most people use. So myself, Genuine Vision, Latius, I think Malleus as well. I don't want to confirm. I think he's on the same system, almost guarantee. I think no, he definitely is. And many others all use this now. So this is the way you do it. So here you can launch the YouTube. So toggle song requests. We'll turn it on and off here. So it's disabled, enabled, and you can see, and you can do the chat. You can turn the chat notifications off entirely, so you can turn them on and on without the chat knowing. It's up to you. Boarding a plane, Cat for Bod later. No worries, man. We're not too far from calling it soon, but we'll see. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Back in New York this evening. Oh wow, cool. All right, cool. So we're going to launch our YouTube player, and there's a default bunch of stuff. There you go. So we're going to get some tunes playing. I'm going to pause it though. So this is the YouTube player that you may have seen. This is the video that some people use in their streams. They do a window capture and they capture this YouTube video and they play the video like this. This is what people like Malleus, like Sanj and others use. And you can see how you can just add a song to the song request. You'll see that, you know, the default songs here that come as part of it, and it's just like any other song request based system. Playlist of what's coming, what's currently playing, and you can skip them and so forth. You can, if someone's requested a song that you like, you can steal this song and it'll add it to the list down here as well. So my personal playlist, if I go over here, I've got a link for this specifically. Where are we? Got the playlist viewer. Where are you? There you are. Let's just stop that. So if I bring that over here, you guys can see obviously we've got tons and tons and tons of either songs that made it onto the playlist by somebody else requesting them, paying for them, but we didn't get time to finish actually listening to them before the stream ended, so I added them. Songs I like, songs I added myself. There's tons of stuff. So yeah, like that for example. Someone has just added one because I started the playlist obviously on my own stream, but luckily I've got it paused so it won't play. But we're going to steal this song. So Van Canto has now been added, and hopefully, where did Van Canto? Did it go to the bottom? No, where did it go? Buried in here somewhere. There it is. And you can see now we've stolen that song, and now it's part of our permanent playlist and potentially play whenever we start the stream. So there you go. So that's the audio request. Now obviously you can launch the YouTube from here. You can do all the certain things. You can blacklist people from not being able to request things. So if someone's particularly trolly, you can blacklist them if you want. I'm not that mean. I've not done that, but some people got very, very close. Does the YouTube player play the ads that sometimes appear? I've not had the ads once. I don't know if that means it removes them or we've been incredibly lucky, but I don't think I've had an advert once. So I'm going to say no. Deathwatch? I don't think it does, but it's a good question. I've yet to have that issue. Cool. Okay. And then basically finally at this point, the next one is information, which is just the defaults of what you've done. So I mean, that's gone down all left to right. That's a kind of the overview of Phantombot. What we haven't gone through are a few of the more advanced things. So I will show you quickly the one more thing that I've set up, which is the alerts. So you've now seen, and I am going to claim the glory on this. I did a few alerts initially with Phantombot. I was one of the first to do it. Now I'm seeing in quite a lot of other streamers as well, where you get these alerts with GIFs and audio. Brilliant. Great fun. They're a laugh. You can interact with your chat and you can have some customized ones for special events like I've got one, or you can just have some for a theme of your stream. So to set these up is a bit more involved, but not too bad.
Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time,
like this one, for example.
Peanut butter jelly time.
There you go. Thank you. I'm in a good mood today. We're alright. So we're getting banana drum. So this is the default one right now being demoed. This is the banana. So let me show you what happens here. So let's go to let's go to here. Alright, so let me scroll down and I'll show you. Let's show you the alerts, because the alerts are, well, they're interesting. Alright, so let's go over here. Let's bring in my one. So this is my live, my bot, and all of the custom. I've got tons and tons and tons and tons of commands. Okay, don't mind you all seeing them. Some of them are shout outs for the people, some are for fun. Right, so in here we've got these. So this is the format in which you need to set them up. So you can see that troopers and celebrate and all that kind of jazz. Alright, so let's look at the celebrate, for example. So alert celebrate 13. So this is the format or the syntax to trigger it. That's the name of the file. This is the duration in which the animation will play. This is not the duration of the noise, the alert, the music, the sound that goes with it. Okay? So what I've done here, these are exactly the same length as the audio that plays with them. That's the way I set them up. So 13 is 13 because that's when the music finishes, then the GIF. I mean, I spent ages on each one of these going, right, when does it end, and making it fade at the right time. So that's why. Celebrate needs to be longer. Yeah, indeed. So that's the format. That's the first trick of the trade. Now, what does this mean? Well, this goes to a certain file in a certain location of the bot. Now, my bot is remote, so I can't show you my one, but the default is banana, as we just saw. So what I can do is go to, there we go, here. So this is the bot. Remember, we downloaded here. This is the default. This will be the same for you. You're going to go to web, you're going to go to alerts, and you're going to go to data. Now notice you've got two items in here. The GIF we all know and love, and then the audio that goes with it. The key bit here is they have to be the same name. Otherwise, the music will not play. Okay? So we can go in here. Mind you, we haven't got OBS. I can show you how to set it up, but it won't work because we haven't got OBS set up because this guy's not streaming, is he? Our bot name getter is not streaming. But yeah, that's how we do it. The same thing. So you do exclamation, open bracket, alert, space, banana.gif, comma, however long you want it for, close bracket, and that will run it. And it will look in this folder. So to add more, you go into here and you would add in, you know, whatever your GIF is called or whatever audio you want to play with it. So Sanjan's got one called Excellent. I removed mine because he had one, I didn't realise. Same thing, it'll be called excellent.gif, it'll have an excellent.audio. No, multiple. It's very, very good. It does indeed support OGG and FLAC. I've got a WAV file in there. I've got an MP3 in there. I think I've got an OGG as well. I'll try and log into mine off stream over here because mine's remote, so I'm not showing my FTP details. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble. Where are we? There it is. That one. Give me a second. Phantombot, web, alerts, data. Yeah, so I've got an OGG and I've got a WAV and I've got a bunch of MP3s and they all work. So, okay, cool. So that's how you do them. So what else is there to talk about via the bots? What have we done? We've done commands and notifications. So how to set a normal command up and then how to check saying that so it does on automatic tick over. We've done points, how to set up currency in your channel. We've done how to deal with hosting, how to deal with follower and sub alerts and modifications. We've done with ranks. We've done groups. We've done the audio setup. We've done Streamlabs integration. We've done Twitter integration, although we kind of skipped over the actual integration part. It is fairly Googleable. You can use the old Google foo and to connect. Same thing as anything else with Twitter, you just authorize the application and so forth. We've all got it in the channel. We've gone through online and offline variants. Yeah, we've covered most of the things, unless anyone's got any questions, and if there's a stream delay here, so if you've got anything else I haven't covered specific to Phantombot, let me know. I think that's kind of the most of it, I think. But yeah, I mean, I haven't gone through all of the modules. There's multiple more modules you can do. The shout out a streamer, for example, I mean, you have to put in follow a handler. Again, there's some of these that might be useful that I've not even used yet. Other than that, make sure you go onto their forums. Make sure you go onto the aliasing stuff, so like on the commands as well. So you can go to one thing we're aware of, Phantombot has moved their forum. Yes, the forums have changed recently. I had the same thing. So yeah, the old caching of Google links isn't the greatest anymore. You will need to log in, but like I said, once you're actually in that forum, honestly, they're so responsive, they're so helpful. It's really, I was really impressed with it personally. But yeah, if we go back to, have I got a Phantombot? I haven't, have I? There we go. So their forums are really good, but again, like we're going through the start of this stream, wow, that's really slow. Hello? Clearly my stream is struggling. Wow, that's so bright. There we go. So again, goes through Streamlabs integrations and Twitter auth you'll need for Twitter. Documentation, you got the Twitch command list and the knowledge base. I advise you look at both of these. They are really good. The command list is actually really powerful and is quite well maintained as well. I've used this when moderating for other people. It's very cool. You know, like one thing to remember is any of the audio stuff uses YTP by default. So YouTube player is what it stands for. So a lot of it, if you're trying to moderate Phantombot from a non-caster perspective, so if you are moderating for another streamer, you're not the caster yourself, and you have the only interaction you have, especially if their bot is local, the only interaction you have is through Twitch chat. So this is the kind of place you need to come to. This is the good, the resource you need to learn all the things. So I've got aliases set up, so you don't need to use YTP in my stream. There's loads of other ones, but it's really powerful, really clever, and you can go through lots. There's also a whole bunch of like examples as well, and to what the variables are that you can have inside. So again, another reason I really like this bot is not just because of what the functionality in which it has, it's the support and the material and documentation around it. I find it's very cool as well. Yeah. Other than that, doesn't look like there's a whole bunch of questions. So I think I've covered most things. I'm trying to think of anything I haven't that I've done that's more advanced. Obviously, like I said at the start, I've put mine remote so that we could go through about how to make it remote. I'd have to go through FTP setups and configurations and shell scripts, and that's a bit more keen. But this is just kind of a default, how to get the basics. Fundamentally, how to connect this bot to your Twitch chat, and we've achieved that, as you can see. So I guess we can call it there. I mean, it's been a fairly long stream. I'm not sure how long we've actually been up for. I'd have to kind of look up time, but unless anyone says anything was, I'm going to call it there, guys. Go have my Friday evening, go get some food, see my family. Hopefully that was helpful to some of you. This is just number 2. This is just Phantombot specifically. We've got loads more. Like I said, we're going to do overlay. I'm going to draw the overlay giveaway in a minute. There you go, 2.5 hours on just the bot. Hopefully that's a whole bunch of information very swiftly compacted, done through. So hopefully that's helpful. This is just number 2. They're kind of hopefully a bit more concise, a little bit more not scripted as such, but I've covered everything that I've got. My little post-it notes of things to go through. The next one we got overlays. After that, we're also going to do some other fundamentals as well as part of the overlays stream, which I suspect will be a bit longer than 2.5 hours actually when you think about it. I'm also going to show you in OBS about layering and setting them all up and all that kind of stuff. We'll also go through the Streamlabs thing. Potentially there's another one, so maybe we'll do like a third-party thing. So we'll go through Streamlabs and all the other variant plugins you've got from different places as well. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully that's useful. I can't change to my closing stream because my screen because it's pointing at the other gaming camera. So kind of pointless. So I'll have to stay here. Yeah, I haven't got the notes. Okay, cool. I think that's everything. So let's, I guess, without further ado, we shall draw who's going to win a thing to be involved. No, that was great. Okay, awesome. Glad. I'm probably not going to stream. I'm never going to stream, but I found it very interesting. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, guys. It's very cool. Again, this will go onto YouTube. It'll be on my VODs. I will make it into YouTube as well. So you can refer to it at any point. And like I said, number 3, the next one, I don't know when this will be. Obviously, watch usual thing, social media, watch the Twitch server as well. I announced it there. And yeah, we'll carry on doing these. As long as you guys are finding them useful and interesting, then we'll crack on. Yeah, so overlays is one of them. I think we'll do a OBS in general one, and then we'll go through the audio, all the audio stuff as well on another one. Don't know. Depends on how deep when I go on all of these things. I mean, I could do one specifically on the audio setup, but even I haven't got that nailed yet. Clearly, we're on the second mic here, so don't know. Right. Anyway, let's close the thing, shall we? So we've got a few more entrants now. We're up to 18. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much for you guys hanging out. I appreciate this is not a normal stream. It's a tech stream, so it won't be the massive viewership, but hopefully it's useful. So let's go. Good luck. There you go. Elaveric. There you go. Welcome. Congrats. So you are a follower. You've won, so you can either have one for yourself or you can nominate a streamer who you think might want some overlays done. It's entirely up to you. Whisper me after stream and we'll sort it out. And I don't know when it will be, but we'll do a thing. So yeah. Alright. So that was Phantombot in all its wonderfulness. That is the one my chosen. Like I said, guys, just to be clear as well, that it's not saying that Phantombot's the best. That's not what I'm saying at all. There are other options. Obviously, you can use the likes of Deepbot. There's also Stream Elements as a fairly new one coming in. I mean, there's loads. I don't like Nightbot myself. I don't like Moodbot myself. I mean, there's just a bunch of them. But this is the one I use. Hopefully it's useful. Hopefully it's been fun. And yeah. So next stream for me will be Monday evening. I'll be doing my standard issue hobby one. I think we're going to carry on doing some priming, but we're going to do some airbrushing more again. So we'll do the Zenithal probably. I doubt I'm going to get a chance to do any more miniatures before then. So yeah, Monday night, making more things black and then putting some white on them. It's about as exciting as it gets on my streams. Cool. So thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate that. Okay, again, this will be on YouTube. I'm just going to do raw export. I won't do much to it. I'll probably just knock off the countdown at the start and leave it as it is. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. We'll host someone. That's what we will do. Let's not just turn the stream off. I don't know where we'll head. Where do we want to go? I honestly didn't plan this, so let's do a thing. Let's just drop you guys somewhere. I think most people here are probably from the miniature series, so we'll probably go to somewhere miniatures. But yeah, Sailor Jeff. How you doing, Sailor Jeff? Welcome. Yes, you missed it, but there is obviously the VODs will be here on Twitch and on YouTube. But yeah, we'll send you to someone, and then yeah, I'll just use this as an archived, available resource should you wish to. And yeah, I don't know when the next one will be for Twitch Creative 101. I'll have to plan it out. See what's coming up. I'm away next weekend, so I can't do next weekend. I've got a work deadline the following weekend, so it might be a couple of weeks before we do the next creative one. Don't forget to cut the OAuth key for Streamlabs. I don't care, honestly. What can they do? They can log into a Streamlabs account for a bot that I've never used to do what? Connect it to their PayPal accounts to I don't know, whatever. I mean, I can change that OAuth thing. I'm not going to bother about it. It's honestly fine. I'm not going to cut it out. Okay, but what I will do is host you somewhere. Come on, who's about? Key Lime's on, Electric Eve is on, Trevarian is on. That's interesting for Friday. Like a Ninja's on. Let's go Like a Ninja, I think. Oh my god, there's so many people on. Definitely not Bob Ross. He's a new streamer. He's cool. Cousin Nice Guy is on. Let's go to Cousin Nice Guy. I've not hosted him in ages. We're going to go there. Cousin Nice Guy's going to get a host. If you don't know him, you should. Go give him a follow. He's a great guy. He was one of the originals in Paintball Throwers as well, in fact. Assuming he's live. Come on, do a thing. There we go. Right, so there you go. Enjoy. Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Oh, Flickster, thank you for the host. DS Dad Hype. He's little.